Champions League if we can come fifth. But I mean, I agree that if that happens, then it puts Liverpool in a strong position really next season, doesn't it? Because you can't see anybody else from the pack ready to challenge that much for next season, can you? It's going to take everybody a couple of years, I think, to get to that level. So it looks like Liverpool might have a free reign next year all the way through again, possibly. But you never know. You know, it's keeping that focus, isn't it? When you've won the Champions League, won the Premier League, it's what motivates you again. Do you know what I mean?
I've always said we take the cups too seriously. We don't take the cup serious enough. So I want that next season. Yeah.
Maybe that's what they'll go for. Maybe. I mean, the Champions League's always been Liverpool's trophy, hasn't it? Really.
Yeah.
That's and I would imagine that having got knocked out this year, quite sort of a bit of a shock, really, wasn't it? I imagine they're going to want to come back and do well in that next year again, aren't they? As well.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I think. I mean, I think this season's been a bit of a strange season around what with VAR, and now obviously a 3-month break halfway through the season and stuff like that. And I think next season it's going to be hopefully a bit more back to normal, and we might, see what happens.
Yeah, I hope we get some fans in of some type next season. They've got to be at least a few thousand in there.
Yeah, it needs to be, doesn't it? I mean, I don't like the games like this with no crowd in. I just don't think it's the same at all. And I think the game suffered as well. I think every game hasn't quite been the same, has it? There's been maybe one or two all right games, but most of them haven't been particularly good games, have they? And I suppose that's part of it as well. When you haven't got the crowd lifting you a little bit more, I think maybe Liverpool have been fortunate in the fact that if it was a lot tighter title race and there's no crowd for the last 10 games and maybe, Man City were maybe 1 or 2 points behind like last year, that sort of title race, I think Liverpool might have found it a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah.
Especially at home, because I think the crowd at Anfield, that lifts Liverpool a lot, doesn't it? A lot of points I think Liverpool get at home because of the crowd. Not just this season, but in general. So I think that they might have found it a bit more difficult had there been no fans earlier in the season, or if the lead wasn't quite as high.
Well, we're going after City big time here. They're pressing their keeper defenders. They will not have been able to get out.
Yeah, I mean, Man City actually have looked quite sloppy at the start. They're not very slow, aren't they, at the minute? But then they started like that against us and sort of grew into the game. I'm hoping they play crap now to the end of the season.
Jesus just scored offside.
Offside, yeah.
Yeah.
Did he score?
Yeah, he was
offside. Way offside.
I must be a little bit behind you guys. I'm on 1 minute 30 now.
Yeah.
I'm on 2:07, and there's oh no.
It's close.
Yeah.
I think it's probably going to be just off though.
Yeah, it looks like they haven't counted it. So
if it's in Liverpool's favour, it'll definitely go their way because it has all season.
Well, VAR, Liverpool.
Oh, he looks offside. I'm just seeing it now. He looked miles offside actually. But
I think Trent was playing him a lot closer than he looked. Yeah.
He finished it well actually, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair though, yeah, I think I've seen a lot of people saying it's probably going to be true that because there's not a lot to play for, it could be high scoring as well. Because there's going to be a lot less on it, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I think the last 2 seasons, the 4 games that Liverpool and Man City have played each other have been the games of the season, haven't they?
Yeah, it's 4 seasons, things like that.
Two teams just going at each other. 2 great teams with great players just going at each other. None of this negative, boring defensive stuff which you get in pretty much every other game.
I don't
know whether this game's going to be quite like that, but you never know. With no pressure on, sometimes you get a good game, don't you?
Yeah, it seems to be end to end all of a sudden, and literally chance after chance coming all.
Yeah, it was disappointing from Firmino. Now you know why he doesn't score a lot. Yeah. Should have known a lot better. He scuffed it.
But you see, don't you think that Liverpool have kind of proven the fact that you don't need to have a team of world-class players. You just need to have a good team of players that work together well.
Oh yeah,
I was telling Ryan before. It's so much about the system. You gotta have the system is so good. Like you can, if one of the midfielders gets injured, the other one slots in so well, and you don't lose a lot.
Yeah. We were comparing obviously Man United situation with take Fernandes out Bruno Fernandes out of the situation, out of their squad, they struggle. Or if you nullify him, they struggle.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, since they got him in January, they've not lost a third. I mean, not in the league anyway. Since we beat them on the 1st of January, and they've obviously improved. He's improved their team, but he's getting players to fit the system. Definitely. I mean, Liverpool have got that, haven't they? You know, I mean, Wijnaldum's come from Newcastle. You'd never have thought he would be the sort of player that he is. Henderson from Sunderland and people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They haven't bought players from Barcelona or Real Madrid and people like that. You know what I mean? And they've got a great team on the back of it. So it is more about the system and getting the right players to fit. I mean, Van Dijk and Alisson were the two final pieces in the jigsaw, wasn't they? You know, two great fullbacks that get forward really well. And obviously it was a defence that was always a problem, wasn't it, previously? You know, Liverpool conceded too many goals, didn't they, for 3 or 4 years under Klopp at the beginning. And obviously Van Dijk and Alisson have come in and that's made the difference, isn't it?
I agree. Yeah, I think if I remember a stat right, we've conceded the least goals, 21 goals this season or something. I think I heard a stat was.
Yeah, and I mean it wasn't probably many more than that last season either. You know, and that just goes to show, doesn't it? If you get the spine of your team right, you're going to have a hell of a chance of being hard to beat, aren't you? I mean, Liverpool have lost 2 games in 2 seasons. That's just madness, isn't it? Really. You know, it's crazy. I just can't get my head around that. That's incredible, really. I mean, I know Arsenal went invincible for a season, but the season after we lost like 6 games or something in the league. So to lose 2 games in 2 seasons, I know there's still a few games left, and now they've won the league. There's a chance they might lose a few if they switch off and lose focus slightly. But we'll see. I mean, if they get out of this game without losing, obviously they'll lose to Arsenal quite clearly. But
obviously,
it don't even think about that one. But
to be fair though, this may just be me, but I've always had a little. My best mate was an Arsenal fan, so I've always watched them a bit closer. So if it had to be anyone, I'd rather you get the top 4 than all these other ones. So I'd chip in the 3 points. Is what I'm saying.
Oh no, that's all you got to do is just ring up Klopp, tell him. You know, tell all your players not to bother turning up, and then we'll take the 3 points because I think we're going to need them as well, actually, because it's
going to be tight.
It's going to be tight. Yeah, it's very tight, and it has been all season, isn't it? Between sort of 5th and 11th, 10th and 11th, it's hardly anything in it, is there? So it's just going to take any way to go on a run.
Yeah, between us and Chelsea, we're 8th now. 6 points between us, and obviously Chelsea, and then Chelsea losing yesterday.
That's helped us a lot, hasn't it?
8 points, I think. Yeah.
I mean, if you think, well, I mean, I saw an interview with Arteta today, his press conference, and he was sort of asked the next 2 games, Wolves and Leicester, if we could win both of them, we're going to be right bang in for the top 5, aren't we? Even the top 4 potentially, but certainly in for the top 5 if we can get 6 points there. And then it's Tottenham, obviously, the week after, and the way they're playing. I can see us beating them as well. So
exactly, if we can get at least 7 points out of our next 3 games, I'll take that.
I definitely would, and if we do, that would put us in a really, really strong position. I mean, Wolves don't lose many games, They've apart from Liverpool, they've lost the least, haven't they? So that's going to be a really, really tough game. But we're in a good run of form, and I think that's important when you play a big game. If you go there in good form, you've got a better chance, haven't you?
Yeah, I'd be careful, like with who you beat, because you could be up in United because they're praying on you guys to do them a favour as well with all those fixtures you've got.
But again, they're not going to win all their games. They've got the easiest. Look, last year we had the easiest running. They're in the position. They're in the position we were in last year, and look what happened to us.
Oh, you bet they're saying they're going to win them all, though. You know, United.
Of course,
they say they're going to win the last 6 easy.
Of course.
No, they'll expect to. I mean, to be fair, they're probably the informed team in the league, apart from probably even better form than Liverpool when you go back to just before the break when Liverpool lost a couple of games. So they're probably the informed team in the league, Man United, at the moment, which is unfortunate. But there's a long way to go still.
Again, like we saw last season, they had this form when they first came in.
Yes.
And then he got the job on a full-time basis. They dipped off. And it continued into this season, and it's only, as you said, from January onwards, where they've, by pure luck, wanted anything now, and all the other teams didn't put away in the process, but he's managed to put a run together.
I mean, I watched them play. Right, it was a Europa League game in December that they had. I'm sure it was December, and they were absolutely awful.
Yeah, that.
And I looked at them and I'm thinking. I mean, I think we might have even been above them in the league at that point. Or no, we probably wasn't, but we weren't. You know, we were close to them anyway. I watched that game and they looked terrible. And I'm thinking, you know, although we weren't playing very well in December either, I looked at that and thought, you know, they're worse than we are, and yet, you know, they've got Bruno Fernandes in, and they have turned it round, and they're playing well, aren't they? And you know, it just goes to show, doesn't it, sometimes that if it's a process, a new manager coming in, he's got to put his ideas across. It might take Arteta that sort of time, a year or so, to really get the team playing the way he wants.
City nearly got in there, De Bruyne.
But yeah, exactly. And but look what he's doing. This is the with Arteta. This is the exact same amount of the same players that Emery had, and I saw you put a post up earlier on I think it was on Facebook or something, our groups, and there was the form since Arteta's come in, and we're like third in the league.
Yeah, level on points with Man City. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually since the 1st of January. That is.
Yes, 1st of January. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're end to end this game. Jesus.
It is. It's very open, and it actually looks like a game with no pressure, doesn't it? Because the way that they're playing with a bit more freedom than you would normally get. Although, to be fair, Man City and Liverpool generally have games like this anyway, don't they? Yeah. Even the one at Anfield earlier in the season, I know Liverpool ended up winning reasonably comfortably, but it was quite an end-to-end game, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that.
Oh, good. De Bruyne is injured. That's good. That's good news.
Yeah, we need him injured for the cup.
We need him injured. We need him to be injured for the next 2 weeks. Come on, Liverpool, kick him a bit more. That's good. Keep kicking him.
We'll crunch him about a bit more.
That was quite a good tackle. There, actually, he's proper done him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he got just enough on the ball for it not to be a foul.
Yeah, but he's took a lot of him as well, hasn't he?
Yeah. That's a Fabinho special, that is. Yeah, you love doing that.
To be fair, if De Bruyne doesn't play against us in the cup, I really, really strongly fancy that we'll beat them.
I think even if he is, but I think more chance of us beating him if he wasn't. Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'd be really confident that we can win if he's not playing. If he's playing, and you think, well, if he has a good game against anyone, they're going to struggle, aren't they? Because he's a different level, isn't he?
Yeah, I think City play like 1 or 2 levels above when De Bruyne is playing. I think they're just not playing without him. Yeah.
Yeah, and yet, oddly enough, last season he was injured for a lot of the season, and they end up winning the league, you know, and winning all them games at the end without him. Well, I know he played in a lot of them at the end, but he missed a lot of that season, didn't he, last year?
Yeah,
this season he's played those games, and they've not been as good, which is strange because he does make them tick, I think.
Yeah, I think as probably a lot of people have said, the big difference was company. That left
it clearly was. You can see. I mean, he's gone, and suddenly this season they've not been anywhere near the level, have they? They have been the last 2 or 3 seasons, nowhere near.
Yeah, like if you look around their team, who's really like the leader that he was? There isn't really. I can't really pick out many.
I mean, if you, to be honest with you, from game to game, you don't even know who Man City's captain is. I know David Silva's been captain a few times. I think De Bruyne's captain tonight, isn't he? But they don't seem to have a proper captain anymore, do they? And that is probably half their problem.
Yeah, Pep apparently allowed them to vote on who their captain was for this season.
That's what Emery did.
He's Emery, yeah.
And look what happened there. Apparently they voted David Silva even though he's retiring end of the season.
Last season, yeah, I was going to say it's his last season. That's probably why they gave it to him. But I mean, to me, he's not a natural captain, is he? I don't think.
No,
yeah.
I mean, as much as I dislike him, out of this Man City team, I think Walker's probably a good choice to be captain. I don't really like him particularly, but out of this team, he seems like more of a leader, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Experienced player. You know, he's done it all. He's been Man City for years.
That was that Foden, I think. Oh, was it Mendy? I think put that in.
Mendy put it in, yeah.
The social media assistant finally did that something.
De Bruyne just glides past people, doesn't he? Glides past them like they're not there.
I don't think you could do much as a defender with that one because they left it. Because if you touch that, you're going to get an own goal.
Own goal. Oh dear.
But you see that's where they miss Aguero. Nobody in there. Not even Jesus was in there.
No.
That was a good cross, that, yeah. There's no defending that, is there? Absolutely no defending it. If you've got someone in there, they score, don't they?
Well, yeah, and obviously
if you've got a goal poacher in there, they get a goal there, don't they? Like you said, Aguero would probably have scored. That's a great cross, actually. I mean, I think Mendy's quite shit, really, but that was a great cross.
Yeah. Well, he was last week, anyway.
Yeah, well, I think he has been generally, hasn't he? I know he was injured for a
general,
but
that was
him and Otamendi are their weak links, aren't they, in their defence? I think.
I think this game suits him because, as we've said, it's like a very open game. Not much on it. Like, it's going to be open anyway. So he's probably in these tight games against Chelsea and United that counter attack, he just gets found out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah. I mean, if Man City was to lose this game as well, that'd be 2 league defeats in a row, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Chelsea, yeah.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
This is very, very under Pep as well. So, and fucking imagine that you've had to give the new champions a guard of honor on your turf, and they beat you on your turf.
Yeah. City have been quite poor. I think they've played a little bit better in 2015, probably because of that reason. They don't want to lose to us.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Yeah, Sam in the chat. Yeah, Liverpool did get the guard of honor. Social distance guard of honor, but it was a guard of honor.
It was hilarious. I swear. I looked at the guard of honor. I looked back, and they'd all ran out of it. I'm like, yeah, they couldn't wait to get out of that.
Are they going to have to do that for every single game now that they play for the rest of the season, or is it just this one?
Just this one, because it's immediate after they've won it. So
I don't think we should give them a guard of honor.
No, we won't be.
Good.
It's like when Man United won the title when Van Persie was there that season. And obviously
was that the first game after they clinched it? Then was it?
Yeah, they clinched it.
I remember we gave them a guard of honor. Yeah,
and we had to give Van Persie a guard of honor.
Haven't we done that twice in Man U? Haven't we given them a guard of honor at Old Trafford once as well?
Probably.
I think we drew 0-0 with them their last home game of the season one year, and I'm sure we gave them a guard of honor before the game. I'm sure at Old Trafford. I'm sure of it. But it doesn't matter because we won the league at Old Trafford, so it doesn't matter really.
I was going to say.
We won the league at Anfield as well, by the way.
What made it easier for us on that day with Van Persie is that we beat them. I think 1-0. I think we did. Ramsey.
It was a draw. I think that game was it. I think that was 1-0. I think Van Persie scored a penalty.
Yeah,
I think that was the game. I think that was the game when they got a guard of honour. I'm sure it was 1-0. I think Walcott scored for us, and then I think Van Persie scored a penalty for them.
Was this what season was this? I'm trying to think what season it was. Now the 20.
It would have been 2012-13.
Right, have a look.
Because it was the season after he left us, wasn't it? Straight after the next season.
12-13.
Offside again, but it was still a good save, Alisson.
They're playing quite a high line, Liverpool. I suppose they generally do anyway, don't they?
Yeah, we usually play high line, but it's never this open. So.
Well, no, not usually. Oh, what was that meant to be a cross from Robertson?
Yeah, it was a pull. That was a pull one, yeah.
Yeah, he's normally got a good delivery, hasn't
he? He does, yeah.
That was a good ball again. De Bruyne is unreal, isn't he? I mean, he's a good save, you're right, and he did look miles offside.
What was I going to say? Yeah, the two things I hear most from Arsenal fans is 89 and that run that Pepe did. If I had £1 for that, I'd be rich.
I wish he had scored though. It was a great run, but he needed to score at the end of it, didn't he? That was the thing.
Yeah, it was 1-1 that game. I just checked.
Yeah, he scored. I'm sure Van Persie scored for them a penalty, didn't he? I'm sure that was the one.
Probably.
Because in front of the North Bank and everyone was booing him and that. It's funny. And then obviously he scored. But yeah.
I mean, apart from United that year, I can't remember where we've had to give a guard of honour to any of the champions.
No, I can't remember other than that one. I think we did it at Old Trafford once as well. Maybe a couple of years before that, 3 or 4 years before that, I think. Yeah, I seem to remember, but I wouldn't.
Salah! Oh, yeah, Salah at the post. Oh, that was a beautiful shot. He beat Edison. Oh, that's unlucky.
I mean, look at City's defence all over the gaff.
Yeah,
I mean, got the right back at centre back.
Salah just does it with a bit of pace. Just as easy as you like.
Oh, he kept himself onside well, didn't he? Actually, initially.
Mane had a bad touch, or he would have.
Oh, he's hit the post.
Yeah, you're right. City's defence, man.
Yeah, they're all over the place. If they play like this when we play them. Well, that was unlucky, actually, wasn't it? Because the keeper had no chance with that. Absolutely no chance. He's got nowhere near it, did he?
I mean, so far from in the first 20 minutes, Liverpool have had the better chances.
Yes,
a lot more threatening.
Well, having said that, I mean they've got in twice. Man City, he's been offside both times, Jesus, hasn't he? But they've got in twice, and you'd imagine that if they keep doing that, one of them he's going to be onside, isn't he? Eventually, you can't see he's not going to be offside every single time, is he? So, you know, they have got through there twice. So.
You've got to say though, they're taking them while they're offside, but it's important that they have to take them when they're onside because they've missed a lot of chances recently, like Sterling at the post against Chelsea, and then the game turned after that.
It did, yeah.
So
that was the actual turning point, that wasn't it? Because if he'd scored that, I think Man City would have won that game.
Yeah.
And then obviously straight away Chelsea went up the other end, and he got sent off, didn't he?
You did, yeah.
Fernandinho.
That's a good ball to De Bruyne, then. Oh, good tackle from Trent. Oh, got off. What tackle that was. Beautiful. Goal kick now.
See, I watched Liverpool, and I've watched them quite a lot this season. And the thing about them is they're just so organised. They're just like a machine, aren't they? The way they all press together, the way they're all in lines together, it's just unbelievable, really. It reminds me a bit of when Arsenal used to play like that. We was all in lines and all work together as a unit. They're like the way that they play together is just ridiculous. I think Man City have got better individual players, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've got more flair. They've got more unpredictability and players that can do the unexpected, and that they're probably more exciting to watch. But Liverpool as a unit is just unbelievable, isn't it? The way that they play together. And no matter who comes in, whether Milner plays, whether Oxlade-Chamberlain plays, you know, whether that Ketia plays, it makes no difference. They're still the same, aren't they?
I think it's like Klopp just, no matter what the type of player they are, he always has to like condition that pressing mentality into them. Like you don't get to have a luxury player.
No. And that's what Liverpool are. Liverpool are. They're not, you know, I mean, yeah, they've got, obviously, the front three are good. I mean, Mane and Salah in particular. I know Firmino's maybe doesn't get the credit of them two because he's not quite as much of a flair player, is he? He drops very deep and stuff like that, whereas they're sort of running in behind all the time. But, I mean, obviously, the front three are really good, but the rest of the team is just that they're just a solid unit, aren't they? And that's obviously what you need. They're not easy to get through, are they, and break down? I mean, in a way, Wolves are similar to that. I think Wolves are a very kind of organised unit. And they've got one or two good players at the top end to get goals, aren't they?
De Bruyne messed it up. Took way too many touches.
Were they thinking that's a penalty, were they?
He was, yeah.
I don't know how he thought that was a penalty. I think that was just Van Dijk just being too strong and he just fell to the ground.
That's almost a dive for a freak.
Right.
Booking for a dive, that, isn't it? De Bruyne, huh? That was disgraceful, that.
Oh, penalty City.
Oh dear. It's got to be a VAR check, surely. He did go down rather softly, so we say. From what?
So yeah, from I think Gomez had his arm around him, but
it wasn't. He didn't put up. One says, have a look.
Oh, my feed's just gone funny. His sound's gone.
Oh, come on! He had his arm there the whole time, and then suddenly, he suddenly just arrows to the ground.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Sure, they've got to check that.
It doesn't look like the VRing, which is ridiculous.
What's the point of VAR?
That's a typical Sterling pen.
Oh my God, that's a dive, isn't it? I mean, that's ridiculous, actually. I mean, he has sort of got older. I haven't seen a replay yet. I've just seen it in normal time.
Yeah,
I'll have a look at the replay, but they must be checking it, surely. I mean, there's a replay now. I mean, yeah, he's got his arm. He has got his arm on his shoulder. Look, he has, and then Sterling's got his arm on him. Look, he's got hold of his shirt. Actually, Sterling, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Got hold of his shirt. Yeah, and then he's grabbed him round the waist there.
What? Yeah.
I suppose it's soft, isn't it? It's soft.
It's a very soft pen, yeah. But
and he kind of had hold of his shirt first, didn't he?
So exactly.
That's a bit soft, but yeah, I suppose.
I mean, but it's not even check it though. Literally double check, make sure he was right. No, okay, continue.
Yeah, you watch. He didn't even have a proper shirt, so like he had his hands on him, but he didn't he even had his hand like that, like kind of like so he wouldn't wrap his full hand around him.
Yeah,
but you're right. The shoulder at the start was, I'd say, more of a case, but like so much happened that it's like, why if you don't give a pen straight away, why are you giving a pen at the end?
Yeah, but literally at one point he's literally holding Gomez's shirt and using it as his balance.
Yeah.
And then let's go and then he's running into Gomez's other arm and going, "I've lost the ball, so I'm going to fall."
It was almost like he was looking to try to get the foul, wasn't he?
Yeah.
As soon as the balls come into him, he wasn't trying to stay on his feet. He wasn't trying to do anything else other than try to get a penalty. But then Sterling does do that, doesn't he? He's noted for it.
I mean, Pep's now going mad in the water break.
To be fair, we should have had at least a goal by now. If the Salah post at least.
Have you noticed actually, right? Do you not find this weird, right? I don't know how many games it's been, but it seems like every game I watch, there's always a goal just before the water break.
It does happen, right?
Yeah. FA Cup at weekend for us. The penalty.
It just seems to be constantly the amount of game. Our game last night, we scored a goal and there was a water break. I'm sure there was.
Yeah.
There seems to be one every single game. Tonight, the Tottenham game, Sheffield United scored and there was a water break straight after.
Oh dear!
It just seems to be water breaks when there's a goal.
Score now, and then lose all your momentum.
Yeah, that must have been a long chain of play because they usually do it in the 23rd minute around there, right?
Yeah, 22, 23. Yeah, I mean to be fair, the penalty was 24, wasn't it? I suppose, or it was given on 24. But it was just a throw-in before, so you'd think when the ball went out for that throw-in, they could have had a water break then, and then it wouldn't have been a penalty, would it? I suppose. It's just funny how so many games there seem to be a goal, and then just at the time of the water break starts. Just seems a bit weird. But anyway, might be just coincidence.
Yeah, the only plus about that is I had Kevin De Bruyne as my captain for fantasy. So.
Oh dear. Yeah, but quite a few people were saying that in the chat as well.
Yeah.
And Cheddar's is like, I don't care we're losing just because of that. But to be fair, as we've been saying before this, in the lead up to this, the result really doesn't affect you in one sense because you've won it. You get to enjoy the last few games now. And the last home game.
I don't know if you remember when the Invincible season when we clinched the title, we had 4 games left, and the first 2 in particular, we played absolutely terrible. How we didn't lose either of them, I don't know. And it's like you do lose a little bit of focus, don't you? I think it's natural. Every team that wins the league, the next game or next 2 games, that they're not as focused. It's natural, and it's not that unusual really. And like Klopp said before, didn't he? No team's ever had to play 7 games before after winning the league because no one's ever won it that quickly before.
No.
So,
but also, they're
not gonna play well in 7 games, are they? They're not because intensity would have dropped and everything else. So I think we're playing Liverpool at a good time for us. I think.
Yeah, because obviously
you will be, yeah.
But going back to that unbeaten season, obviously, Birmingham City won the first home game after we won the league.
Terrible, wasn't it? We played terrible.
Even Henri came out and said it's since how we got out of that with a point, beyond
and then it was Portsmouth where we were losing 1-0. Do you remember that in the midweek
away.
after that? And we were losing, weren't we? And then Reyes scored the equaliser, didn't he? And we got away with a draw out of that one. But we played terrible that day as well. Was lucky to get a draw there because I think it was a good save at the end by Lehmann actually.
Lehmann, I think it was
10 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, wasn't it?
I think it was Luwali or something like that. At the shot.
Was it Yakubu, wasn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, and then in the last couple of minutes, it kept us unbeaten. So, but it's hard. It's hard to keep going when you've won the league. I think to keep motivated to that level.
Well, even what was it? The last 2 games for us was it Fulham away at QPR at the time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and the last game itself, we had some dodgy moments.
But we were losing at half time against Leicester, weren't we? The last game, we were losing at
down.
Yeah. And then the start of the following season, when we could have equalled the 42 game Nottingham Forest record, we were losing 3-1 to Middlesbrough. Do you remember? And we came back and won. That was Reyes was brilliant that day, actually, wasn't he?
Absolutely crazy 5 minutes that was. But Reyes, that goal to get us. Oh my days!
Oh my, he's done in there.
He was brilliant that game. Like,
I got lucky then.
De Bruyne is just different class, isn't he? He squeezed that pass through both of them there, and then Jesus has completely messed it up.
Jesus, he did mess it up.
I didn't notice that. Gomez has never lost a game as a Liverpool player when he's played.
I don't think Ketia has either, has he?
No.
Oh yeah. Those were the. Yeah, I have heard that stat before. Jesus, Garcia went down there.
The team could turn up drunk if they want. They probably are the one they're playing.
To be fair.
I mean, like, isn't there this always thing? It's dangerous to turn up to City. Always turn up the after they get beat, don't they? So you normally.
No, point to move. Yeah, we used to do that.
Yeah.
In the early years under Wenger, we used to do that. If we lost the game, we'd come back to the next game and absolutely batter the opposition, no matter who it was.
Yeah. That's the mark of a good team, though, isn't it? If it's how you, but every team ends up having bad games and losing the odd game even there, and it's how you bounce back from that, isn't it? That's what makes you a great team.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what great teams do, don't they? And that's the difference. Great teams don't lose 4 games in a row, do they?
Talking of great teams, we've got a Spurs fan in the chat.
What a shame.
He's not happy about their result today, but
I thought they played well.
Yeah. Oh, they played well. Yeah, for our standards.
Even then, Ndombele come on, didn't he? He looked a bit chubby, didn't he? To be fair, has he not been like running around during the lockdown? Because he looked a bit overweight, didn't he?
Yeah, but considering him and Mourinho have been doing one-on-one training sessions and all that, yeah.
One-on-one eating burger sessions. But look at it.
But
he didn't look like a footballer, did he, when he came on? I mean, he didn't play too bad. He was blown out of his arse after 2 minutes, though, wasn't he?
But again, this is what happens in the last 7-8 years. This is what happens in Mourinho's teams. Certain players, this happens, and he berates them.
Oh, what a ball that is! Oh, he's lucky Edison came out. He's lucky he came out that fast.
Oh yes, I've seen it now. Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, if he was half a second slower, he gets toe poked and he gets sent off.
I'm a bit behind. Let me see.
Yeah, you'll see it now. Yeah.
That means today's defeat for Spurs has made our game against them next weekend even more vital, like winner takes all sort of situation. Because obviously,
I think we need, bearing in mind, we've got 2 reasonably difficult games. Well, one really difficult game and then one reasonably difficult game in before we play Spurs. And if we were to lose both of those, then there'd be even more pressure on the Spurs game then, because they'd have probably got ahead of us. But I'm kind of confident we won't do that. I think we'll not lose them both. Wolves is the worry, obviously, because
that's the one. If we can get out of that, even with a point, and then get 3 points against Leicester at home.
Yeah.
I'd go into the North London derby. I'd take that all day long. Again, it keeps us in good standing for the run-in, basically.
I mean, if we can beat Wolves, we'll be 3 points behind them. If we can beat them, and then suddenly
again.
2-0.
Yeah, Sterling just scored again, I think. Yeah, he has.
It's come up on my phone. Yeah.
Sterling scored.
Yeah.
That was actually a good goal, to give credit to him. Yeah, they squeezed a couple of good balls through there.
I'm still a bit behind.
Okay. Oh dear. You were saying, Richard, they need to get on side and take their chances, and they have.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what it takes, isn't it? When you play a high line, it is quite risky, especially against a team with pace, because you're only going to have to get caught out once.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how he squeezed it through. Like Gomez should just gone to the ground completely. He can't went to the ground.
It's a good move, that actually. It is a good move. They're not making a point now, are they, Martin Tyler? Because Liverpool already won the league. So it makes no difference. Man City could win this game 25-0, and it's not making a point at all because Liverpool don't care.
Liam's put a comment. Liverpool still at the bar, hotel bar from last week.
Yeah, we're not looking good at all this half. Kind of need to get to half time, to be honest.
Yeah, but yeah.
The City just had a go at us from the whistle again.
Yeah, I mean, I think Liverpool had a reasonable start. I didn't know for 10 minutes, had a couple of chances, but then since then, City have sort of been a better team, haven't they? And they've obviously got the 2 goals.
Look, that what just came up is exactly what we're talking about. Clinical, 4 attempts each, but they've got 2 goals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
both on target. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know one's a penalty, but.
Yeah, we didn't get good luck either with the Salah post as well. So.
Oh, I have to tell you what, and he scored again there, across the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that comment there. Liverpool not the same since January. I don't think they have been. No. They had some poor results, didn't they, just before the lockdown? Actually,
Atletico Madrid knocked them out as well.
Yeah, they lost to Watford, lost to Chelsea in the FA Cup, and they had a few poor results, didn't they? So. But I suppose when you're that far clear in the league, it's easy to maybe perhaps switch off.
A little dig here, Salah.
I've always said he misses too much, but we create a lot of chances, so he doesn't get showed up a lot.
No, he does miss a few chances, but to be fair, you show me a top striker that scores a lot of goals that doesn't miss chances. They score a lot of goals because they're always getting in them positions, aren't they? And they don't score every single chance, or they score 100 goals a season, and they don't, do they? So all the top strikers miss chances, don't they? But what makes a difference is that the top ones put away a better percentage, don't they? That's all. That's the difference. They all miss chances. Aubameyang misses loads, doesn't he? And yet he's probably going to win a golden boot again.
Well, he's joint, isn't he? I think he's joint or one ahead.
He's joint with Vardy, yeah. But Leicester can't score any goals at the minute, so I'm not worried about Vardy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Vardy's fallen off a cliff.
Yeah, well, Leicester have, haven't they, in total, haven't they? Leicester have been terrible, haven't they? What's he done to his hair for me now? That's ridiculous, honestly.
You say that. Have you seen Eric Dyer's hair?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was hilarious. He's done that himself, hasn't he? He's put like a road through the top of his head.
He's got number 1 on the sides and literally a little bit left.
He's like got a road through the middle, didn't he? What are you doing, mate? Honestly, that sums him up. Though his hair's about as good as he is at football.
But somehow he gets an England squad no matter what.
Well, that's because Gareth Southgate's England manager. He hasn't got a clue what he's doing either.
Oh, we'll know that.
But he's quite good at taking penalties, apparently.
I think it's what was I going to say? I think Pep's got into these City players. He's like, I'm sick and tired of hearing about Liverpool winning the league on TV and all that. It's like, why don't you batter them? Just to stop them talking a bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he probably will. That would have been his team talk, wouldn't it? Before the game, they've took our title off us, so go out and show them that they're not going to win it again next year.
Exactly. They've won our title. We've got to give them a god of honour on our turf. do not let them beat us on as well to rub salt in the wound. If you do, God help you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's obviously what they look pretty fired up. But then, obviously, it looks like only one team's really motivated to win this game.
Yeah, well,
which I suppose.
You could argue if obviously City hadn't bottled it last week, Liverpool could be trying a lot harder this week because obviously.
Yeah, it's a different game. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's funny though, is it? Do you not think sometimes when, say for example, if Man City had won last week, Liverpool would have needed a result in this game to win the league, and there's a bit more pressure on you. There's pressure on you to get a result, though, isn't there? Because you want to win the league. They'd love to have won the league at the Etihad, wouldn't they? You know what I mean? What a place! I know there's no crowd in and stuff, but that would be a good place to win the league. Like say when we won it at Old Trafford and stuff like that, you know, to win it against the previous season's champions, that's a big deal, isn't it? And they would have preferred that really, but it would have been a tough game because of the pressure, extra pressure.
I think you can tell we won the league recently because the lackadaisical in midfield will not be happening. There's a lot of lackadaisicalness in midfield.
The pressing's not as strong as normal, is it?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I know it's difficult to press Man City because they're very good at getting round it, aren't they? Anyway, you know, they're probably the hardest team to press against. And the way Liverpool have done well against Man City in the past, it's just with the energy that they put into the game. Every time they've beat Man City, they've basically gone at them 100 mile an hour, haven't they? And that's why they've beaten them.
And like Liam was saying, they've been at the bar, so you know there's probably a lot of energy gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they probably were partying for about 3 days, weren't they? But look at them. Which is strange because the pubs aren't even open.
No, a hotel was open suddenly.
I know, yeah. Well, they had the whole hotel to themselves, didn't they? But...
what was he done? He just booked Mendy for something. Was he booked him for wasting time or something? Or
time wasting something stupid, yeah. Oh, that was it, Jesus. I don't know. I'll come from the screen in a sec.
I don't know, like it panned towards Mendy and then it went back to Jesus because he was arguing with him. I don't know if he's arguing about the booking or something.
It'll come from the screen in a sec anyway. Oh dear.
Oh, yeah, I think he's booked him for time wasting because he took about 10 minutes to take his throw, didn't he?
Yeah. He did. Oh.
Come on, mate, just lob it. What's the matter with you?
He was checking his social media between the throw.
I think he just took a selfie while he was waiting, didn't he?
I mean, what a waste of money that was. What's it, 50 mil for Mendy?
I mean, to be fair, when he first joined, he started really well. Then he got that bad injury, didn't he?
Yeah.
And as we've seen with a lot of our players, it's difficult to come back to the same level when you've had an injury like that. And I think that he's been unfortunate, really, because he did look really good when he first came. In fact, I remember thinking that he'd have been a good player for us at the time, and then obviously he went to Man City and had a good start, and then he had a really bad injury, didn't he?
Reminds you a little bit of the Bellerin situation because he got injured and it's not been the same, has he?
Yeah, no, exactly. And it's not just Bellerin. I mean, most players who have a serious injury, if you're out for a year, it's very difficult. That's a year out of your life, a year out of your career, and it's only quite a short career anyway. And to come back at the same level is very, very hard for anyone. And I mean, I think Ramsey's about the only one who's done it, really.
How's that a foul? He just shouldered his shoulder and he falls to the ground. Like, it's something I don't get these fouls. So soft. It was Mendy got the yellow. Oh.
Yeah, so my one now, yeah. Third booking as well.
Yeah, Mendy, yeah. It was Mendy. It was because he took that throw on too long. I mean, Sam's put there, Man City look a lot better than Liverpool at the moment. Yeah, Liverpool not really bothered. That's exactly true. That's what it looks like. Man City look motivated to beat them, and Liverpool look as though they don't really care. See, this is what I always said, right? When everyone was worried about Liverpool going unbeaten in the season, I always said, this was back in November time, that as soon as they won the league,
that would be it.
Yeah, they would be unlikely to, especially if they won it really early, they'd be unlikely to not lose after that. So that was obvious. I wasn't particularly worried. It would have been I'd have been more worried if it was a tighter race and they had to keep winning to win the league. Like that, maybe with 1 or 2 games left, then they might have. But winning a league this early, there was no way they'd go unbeaten. I'd be surprised if they win too many more, actually. I think we'll beat. I think we'll beat Liverpool about 6-0.
Oh dear! Imagine Arsenal Twitter though. That happened.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if you want. You don't know if you want to gas them up that much, Richard. And they'll want to keep off your dead players.
Apparently there's another one. According to Simply, there's another goal coming.
Is there?
Apparently.
3-0. Oh, see, I told you Arsenal going to win 6-0. If Man City are 3-0 up at half time, Arsenal would definitely beat them 6-0. No,
I was just thinking, let's get to half time 2-0. Oh, never mind.
Here we go. Who is it?
See, everybody said, didn't they, that this Liverpool team's better than the Invincibles, right? The Invincibles never got hammered like this.
Oh my days! The defence has got torn to pieces.
Yeah, so
literally pulled apart. Oh, Sam says it here. 3-0 at half time. Klopp must be fuming. He will be. That's the thing.
What's Pep doing there?
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I thought, did he bump heads with someone because it looked like that? But I don't think so.
I don't know what he was doing. A bit weird.
I think it's coming now.
Yeah, it looks like it.
It was just a 1-2 and a good finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Foden?
Yeah, it was a good goal.
Foden, yeah.
Oh, Foden does my head in.
I'm going with my fantasy. it's like the curse. So all the fantasy players just gonna slam my team now. I mean, I've got Van Dijk and Trent, so I'm suffering on both ends. So.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do now is to take every single Liverpool player out of your fantasy team.
Yeah.
For the rest of the season, because I don't think they're bothered anymore. Actually, that is quite a good goal, and a nice little 1-2 with De Bruyne. And he's finished it well, to be fair. I mean, I think he's quite overrated, Foden, but he's done well there. It's a good little turn in the first place, actually. He scored a decent goal against us as well the other week, didn't he?
When the game was over, yeah.
Well, yeah, but he only came on, didn't he, later on in the game, I suppose. But I mean, I think he gets a lot of praise for it. I'm not saying he's not a good player because he is, right. He's almost. I don't know. Has he made his England debut? I think he has, hasn't he?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think
so. No, not yet.
Has he not been in the squad though? He's been called up to the squad, hasn't he? I'm sure he has.
I think he's been called up. I don't know if he's been used though. Yeah.
Yeah, he got called up. Yeah, he's been called up. I think once, but never got used.
To me, Saka's had a better season than him.
Exactly.
And why hasn't Saka got called up to the England squad? I don't particularly want Saka to because it's an extra games and extra pressure, more injury chance. But realistically, look at Wan-Bissaka, right? Wan-Bissaka got an England call up the day we went to Man United. Yeah. He didn't play any games for him. And Saka's had such a great season. I think he's Young Player of the Year by a mile. He should be in that England squad. But Gareth Southgate is just so clueless. It's ridiculous.
Where's that? And I think there's a clear bias towards Arsenal players suddenly in the last few years as well.
No, but I don't think it's just in the last few years. You go back, right? When we had a team of English players that won the league, we had the best back four in the league, all English. Then only Tony Adams was the only one who got picked. Yeah. The others just never got picked, did they?
He got picked, but he got the armband taken off him though as well. He got picked, but he had the armband taken off him because
I mean he won a few caps, didn't he? Tony Adams, 60, 70 odd caps, whatever it was. But he's the only one. I mean, I know Seaman used to get picked every week for England. But a lot Rocastle, for example, look at the few England caps he won. Absolute scandal. Alan Smith, he won 2 golden boots. I don't think he got more than 20 caps, did he? Ian Wright, he hardly ever got picked. Yeah. You know what I mean? One of the best English goal scorers there was. And he hardly got picked for England, really. And it's just ridiculous. This has gone on for years, this has. It's not just now.
What baffles me about that 98 World Cup team was that going into that, obviously Tony Adams was the England captain. Then for some bizarre reason, Glenn Hoddle wanted Alan Shearer to be captain because he scores goals. It's like,
we should have got one back there.
That was a decent cross actually from Salah.
And I think that's like the same mentality that Southgate's had over fucking Harry Kane.
I know sometimes I think if you've got a captain who's a striker, you might get more penalties and stuff like that. But I don't know if that's. I don't. I think captain should always be a defender. I think because your defenders are
the same whole game. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have to be a leader of a team to be a defender anyway, I think. And I just think a defender should be captain, pretty much.
Klopp's fuming. He went off before the whistle blew. He was already down the tunnel.
I bet he makes 3 changes at half time. I bet you. Oxlade-Chamberlain's coming on, Milner's coming on, and Origi's coming on, I reckon. Gomez will go off because he's crap anyway.
And a comeback will come on and be a 4-3 win Liverpool.
That'd be insane, yeah. I'm not ready for that, Ryan. Don't say that.
Oh dear.
We should have had 2 goals. We had loads of
opportunities.
Yeah. We just wasted it in the box every time.
The one that Salah hit the post was a turning point in the game because it was 0-0 then, and then within 5 minutes they get the penalty. So obviously, if Salah scored that goal, then I think it's a different game, isn't it? But that's small margin sometimes in football. I've always said that little tiny things like that make a massive difference. It's not been a 3-0 game, has it? I don't think. No. I don't think Man City have been 3 goals better. But yeah.
Yeah, and that touchy penalty was also a turning point.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah. Coming straight after that other chance as well, but I mean, it's the way it goes now. I mean, Man City, they can easily get 3 goals without really, dominating a game like that. You know what I mean? They can just get 3 chances, bang, get 3 goals. That's what's happened, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I had a look at the record, and I'm like, I think we can still make the record even if we throw away today's game. So I didn't have big expectations for today, to be honest. I said a 3-1 win, but I'm like, it could be anything. This game could be anything, right?
I mean, the record points that I know that's the record that they've been talking about.
Yeah.
I just think Liverpool have won the league too early. That's the problem. And
it'd been more closer, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the year that Man City got 100 points, I know they won the league quite early as well, but they were quite close to the 100 points, weren't they?
Yeah.
And obviously last year they got 99 points, or whatever it was, because literally they had to win every game because Liverpool were winning every game as well. And that was why I don't know. I'd be surprised if Liverpool get that 100 points this season.
We've got, I think, besides our 2 tough games are Arsenal and Chelsea. The rest is Newcastle, Burnley, Brighton, Aston Villa after this. So
yeah, but Aston Villa need the points. They'll be really, really motivated. And that, sometimes in football, there's not a lot of difference between the top and the bottom teams, right? There isn't in terms of ability, really. Sometimes it comes down to motivation, and Liverpool aren't going to be motivated for that game as much as Aston Villa will be, because Aston Villa desperately need them points. And I think that could make a difference, and potentially that could be a tough game for Liverpool, unless they're really switched on and up for it. Because if you're not up for it in the Premier League, then you've got not much chance, I don't think, of getting much anywhere against anyone.
I've got to hope so. If this is our first Prem, we've got to hope that they're still taking it serious even after they win it. I know it's easy to say, oh yeah, go to the beach now, don't care. But you'd hope as professional footballers they would care and try and win most of the games.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying they don't care, and I'm not saying that they're going out to lose the game. But I think sometimes it comes down to if there's a 50-50 challenge or maybe a 60-40 challenge, and it's against you, you've won the league. Are you really that motivated to put yourself in a position where you might hurt yourself in a game that isn't really that important? Mentally, I just think you wouldn't be. Mentally, you're not going to be as, if you had to win the game, you're going to fly into that tackle 100% committed, aren't you? Because it's important. Whereas when it's not so important, I just think mentally, would you actually do that? I'm not sure if you would. Or would you do it every single time? I don't think you would. And that's where the differences are. They're very small. It's very small difference, isn't it? But it makes a big difference to the final result sometimes.
Yeah, we have to do a Barcelona and a half. That's insane.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, we have scored 3 goals and a half before, so we've got to do it again.
Mind you, do you remember that crazy game when Arsenal played Liverpool the other year when Arsenal scored 3 goals in 5 minutes? We were 2-0 down. Ended up 3-0, didn't it? That was a game and a half, that, wasn't it? Even Ozil scored in that game, didn't he? You got the third goal.
Ozil scored, yeah. Xhaka scored.
Yeah, the other
Xhaka Sanchez when he got the other one.
The other insane game I think of is the Arshavin one, yeah.
That game, yeah, that was brilliant. What a game that was. I mean, Arsenal had literally 4 chances. Arshavin scored them all. And somehow we got a 4-4 draw out of it. It was just incredible.
Oh, dear.
But didn't Liverpool equalise, didn't they, in about the 5th minute of injury time at the end? It was Ben Ayoub.
Ben Ayoub in the last 9 seconds, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. When Arshavin scored the 4th to make it 4-3 in the last minute, we were going mental thinking, oh, yeah, we've won. And then, lo and behold, in Fergie time, Liverpool get a goal. But it was a great game. I didn't really care because it was such a great game. And to be there that night was just incredible. That was one of the best games I've ever been to in terms of the quality of the football and the excitement. You know what I mean? It was just an amazing game. I think Torres scored 2, didn't he? And Ben Ayoub scored 2 for Liverpool.
And
then obviously, having got 4 with 4 shots that night. Unbelievable.
So City's midfield have been pretty insane because I'm looking at the stats now. Foden and De Bruyne have an assist each and a goal each. So
yeah, I mean De Bruyne is just different level, isn't he? Absolute different level. See, I think Sterling's that's a 50-50 there. Sterling's pulling him. He's pulling him.
Yeah, exactly. I would just think like it's not a penalty, but it's not a dive either.
No, if it's a foul at the end, then it should have been a foul on Gomez before that when he's pulled his shirt. So exactly. If it's either a foul both ways or it's not a foul either way. You can't just give one and not the other because that doesn't make sense. But there you go. That's referees for you in the Premier League. So.
Yeah, me and Ryan were saying like VAR doesn't even bother to have a look at it. Like, didn't even come up once.
No.
I mean, maybe they looked at it behind the scenes. I don't know, and just decided, oh no, that's all right. We'll keep that. But then, to be fair, Liverpool, that's the first sort of VAR thing that's gone against Liverpool anyway, because they always get everything else go their way. So. All season.
To be fair, Mane against Leicester.
I've forgotten how many points Liverpool are clear. Is it 20 points? They're clear at the top.
They're 23.
23, yes. I mean, they must have got at least 30 points off VAR alone. So that's made the difference, isn't it? It'll be the VAR.
I'm not sure it's that much, Richard.
Come on, it must be. It's got to be at least.
It is. From what I remember the chart, it was a lot, though. I think it was over 10. Maybe 12 or something I saw, something like that. Maybe 15.
What was it? The most notable one was that home game against Leicester. What was it? Drawing 1-1 in the last 9 minutes.
Yeah, Mane got
Mane just flops to the floor and gets the penalty.
Yeah, there's been a few of them.
Yeah, I mean there was contact, but on this it was very different to this one. Like this one was contact on both sides. So at least for the referee, it was a tough one. If you think about it as a referee looking at that situation, they're so close to each other. Like that's where VAR needs to come in because they can see what we can see, but the referee might not see that. He might see them close to each other and think like Gomez has wrestled them down or something, but there was no wrestling there either.
No. It was a 50-50, I thought. It's a 50-50. They were both kind of pulling at each other, and it's just so happened that Gomez's pull was after Sterling's pull, so it came at the end, and then Sterling's thrown himself to the ground. But that's, I mean, the referees and VAR should be there to sort that out and say nothing doing there and just carry on.
And who knows? If Sterling would have kept his feet, he still could have scored. He was still at a decent angle.
But as much as it pains me, I don't want to feel sorry for Liverpool because they've had so many go their way. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's tough luck. But it definitely wasn't a penalty. I'd have been annoyed if that was given against Arsenal. I know that.
I mean, to be fair, what was it this season? David Luiz touches. Did he touch? He touched what's name?
Yeah.
Grabbed it. Just grabbed it. Didn't let go. Players continued.
Well, that was Salah, wasn't it? That was Salah, yeah. I was at that game as well, actually.
Yeah, what was it? But Salah continued. He didn't go down. He continued. He went to go and have a shot. The ref pulled it back for penalty.
I mean, to me, right, a penalty or a foul has got to have stopped the opponent from progressing. Exactly. If the opponent still carried on and got a shot in, he hasn't kind of stopped that happening, has he? So how is it a foul even? I just don't understand.
Yeah, well, like Ryan said, they stopped him having a shot, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a penalty, really, should it?
Let the guy take his shot and then don't give the pen, yeah, because the play continued.
Yeah,
stop him.
It's like an advantage, isn't it? You've given him an advantage, and just because he doesn't take the advantage, you can't then say, "Well, I'm going to give a penalty now instead." It doesn't work like that, does it? Well, it shouldn't do. It clearly does when it's Liverpool.
Fabregas is having a dig on Twitter.
A dig at who? Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah. He put a tweet out that's been sent to me by someone in the chat. Natesh, considering they must have been partying without sleeping for the last 3 days, I think Liverpool are playing very well.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that in the chat. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's going to get on the party bandwagon now. Party tweet bandwagon.
I do think though, if there's videos of you all over social media as a team partying for 2 or 3 days after winning the league, and your next game you play terrible, it's going to come back and haunt you, isn't it? Really, I don't think you can't really do that and expect not to get a reaction.
To be honest, even if Arsenal in that situation, I'll be saying as a fan, save the party until literally the season's done and dusted.
I've got to be honest with you. I actually don't think I'd care. If we won the league, that's all that matters, isn't it? You've won the league, and what happens after unless you can go unbeaten. Obviously, that season when we went unbeaten, it was important that we finished that off because we were so close. But I mean, we never normally win the league early enough to worry about it, do we? I think every time we win the league, it's the last game or the second from last game or something, isn't it? So I remember in '98 when we won the league, we then played Liverpool actually midweek. We lost 4-0, yeah, and no one cares. It's like we won the league, mate. I'm not bothered that you beat us 4-0.
I feel now.
And the 2002 season, we won it. We won the league at Old Trafford. Obviously, the next game was our last game of the season at home to Everton, and Wenger put out a second string.
We nearly lost that, didn't we? We ended up winning 4-3, didn't we?
Yeah, we nearly lost that.
We nearly lost it.
Fanny Jeffers scored as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Henry needed 2 goals to win the Golden Boot as well, and he got them, didn't he?
He got them, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a good game in the end, actually.
Yeah, Everton gave us the God of Honour for that as well.
Dixon, yeah, they did.
Because obviously Dixon was retiring. He got the captaincy for the day.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I can't remember who was in goal. Was it Richard Wright or Taylor was in goal as well?
I think Richard Wright started the game, and then they brought Taylor on at the end because he needed one more appearance to get a medal. So they brought him on with about 2 minutes to go or something. Yeah. God, it seems weird that talking about Arsenal winning the league, it doesn't seem real, does it? Like 16 years ago, last time we won it. It doesn't seem that long, really, but obviously it is.
Well, I can finally say I've seen the league won in my lifetime because I wasn't alive when they won it last time. So
I was literally 1 year old when you last won the title. I was 1. I was born in '89. I was literally 6 days old when Arsenal went to Anfield and won the title there. And obviously the year United they won it, so I would have been 1. And then obviously United won, I would have been 2.
Well, I mean, it's incredible. Liverpool going 30 years, isn't it? Really, without winning the league. I mean, that's for a club like Liverpool. That's actually, unbelievable, really. When you think about it.
Especially when you look back and look at the squad that they had, and obviously they were doing a rebuild, but you wouldn't even then you wouldn't have thought they'll go 30 odd years.
No, of course you wouldn't. I mean, for a club like Liverpool, I mean, Arsenal have had a lot of stick for not winning it for 16 years. Imagine if Arsenal went 30 years, there'd be meltdown everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, Liverpool won Champions Leagues to kind of compensate for it, I suppose. And if you've won a couple of Champions Leagues, you kind of can survive not winning the league for a little bit longer, perhaps. But, I mean, I don't know. It's a long time to not win the league, isn't it? When you're, they were the most successful club at the time, weren't they? Last time they won it, they'd won it the most times.
Liverpool could play Dot Cotton at centre back. I couldn't care less.
I thought it was. Dot Cotton playing, is he?
No, that's just Van Dijk after a few days of partying. There's a mess.
Oh dear.
He looks a bit like Dot Cotton. Looks a bit younger. A little bit older than Dot Cotton as
well. Oh dear.
Well, you were right. Joe Gomez is off. Chamberlain's on.
It's like I can see the future.
Klopp's like, Richard, you're right. You're right.
He's been watching us in the first half, hasn't he?
Oh dear.
It's the future. I'm telling you.
I'm trying to think who's playing centre back then. Is he put Fabinho back?
Well, even though he's changed formation.
Oh, he might have done. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. I'm very curious how we're setting up now. Then, yeah.
Well, no, it looks like flat back four Fabinho. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's bought Oxlade-Chamberlain to play in midfield, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Fabinho will be in defence. It's not going to make any difference, though, is it? I don't think.
No,
I mean, we played so bad in the first half. It's like it doesn't matter now. Yeah.
Do you reckon this might be like the highest ever Premier League defeat for Liverpool? What is their highest ever defeat?
We got battered by like Stoke or something, like under
6-1, wasn't it? 6-1.
Yeah, I remember the 6-1. Was that the biggest defeat in the Premier League for Liverpool?
Oh my god! If Edison wasn't out again, we were in again. Oh my god! He just keeps flying out, the madman.
I think that is actually. Yeah, Brendan Rodgers was in charge, and yeah. Stevie Gerrard's last ever game for Liverpool.
Oh, this could be the record then, couldn't it? This could potentially.
Mm.
See, it's not fair, right? Edison, right? It's like they've got an extra player. It's not fair.
Yeah. Right.
He basically plays out on pitch, doesn't he? So it's like they've got 11 players out on pitch against 10. No wonder they win all the time.
You just see his shirt coming out from the thing. He's like he's on something. He's just sprinting out and going for a flying header.
Well, he nearly killed his teammate against us, didn't he, when he got flying out?
Yeah.
He flattened Garcia, yeah.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He's playing again. You better watch out.
Yeah, he's going to move out of the way this time. I'm not going anywhere near you, mate.
Yeah, had the ball.
Oh, come on, man. My stream's dying. Perfect timing. Klopp's really gone. Can you bloody put one in the back of the net? Jesus.
I agree with Sam there. Foden does look like the local pickpocket. I agree with that.
That is pretty funny.
He definitely does.
Oh dear.
He looks like one of them kids that when you park your car, he goes, "I'll give me a £5 to look after your car." He's one of them, isn't
he? Yeah.
Hey mate, let me look after your car.
He's
dear.
He's one of those ones you're like, oh, he's a bit young, and then he starts talking. Have you got such a? Where did you get that vocabulary from, son? Jesus.
Oh dear. Yeah, Edison can take out Kevin De Bruyne, please. Edison Test puts in the chat.
Take them all out. Injure about 4. That's what I want to happen in the second half. I want Liverpool to injure about 4 of them.
Oh dear.
Kevin De Bruyne, and then any other 3 that you want to choose. Really, Sterling would be quite nice. Get rid of him.
Yeah, Sterling's having a moan again, just because someone did a little bit of a hard challenge on him.
Referee, he looked at me.
He's a fanny Sterling, isn't he? I don't like him.
Again, if he wasn't at City and obviously under Pep's guidance, again, another overrated player that we have.
Yeah, of course he is. Miles overrated.
Was it? If everyone actually remembers, before Pep came along, Sterling wasn't actually putting out trees at Man City.
No, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't a brilliant player at Liverpool, was he? He was all right, but you know what I mean? He wasn't great, was he? And then he went to Man City and he didn't do a lot. And then obviously he has developed under Pep, but I still don't think he's a great player. He's just quick, and he's been told whereabouts to position himself on the pitch at any given time. That's why he gets so many tap-ins at the far post, because he's constantly told by Pep, when we've got the ball here, you go there, you go there, you go there, and he just keeps doing it, and eventually the ball falls to him, and he's got a tap-in.
Trent in off of a goal there, he's insane. Just threw the throw into Sterling there. He said, "No."
Oh, that was terrible.
Bloody take it simple, mate. Jesus.
That was a terrible finish from.
Yeah, it was that Jesus again, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's not very good, is he, Jesus? Really?
No.
No, I don't rate Jesus either. Yeah.
Oh bloody hell!
Do you know this game? Right, we're what, nearly 50 minutes in. There hasn't been a corner yet.
Yeah, that was the first one. Yeah, that City just got. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. That was the first corner. Yeah. That was a terrible.
Oh, almost 4. Almost.
What time are you on? Just to make
I'm
sure.
on 49 now.
All right, yeah, I'm behind you now, yeah. So
yeah, I'm behind. I'm on 49-15.
I think I'm slightly ahead of Richard, but I'm behind you now. Yeah.
Yeah, Sam says if we were back in the 90s, Foden would definitely have a purple Ford Escort.
With dice, with them furry dice things, he'd have them, wouldn't he?
Oh dear.
Yeah, he would. He probably has got one anyway, I reckon.
Jesus, Fabinho. I saw that Fabinho. It would have been a Fabinho on goal. That.
Yeah, it was deflected, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh bloody hell!
Just so there's been no corners. There's been 2.
Fucking. Oh, Liverpool hanging on now. Like, just stop about conceding any more goals. They're hanging on.
Oh, that was close actually. Wasn't it? That Sterling one. If it hadn't got deflected, that probably went in. Although I don't know, the keeper probably saved it actually if it hadn't got deflected.
Yeah, Van Dijk got it off the line. I saw that. Yeah, we're literally asleep. I think they just want to get off the 90 minutes. Fast forward the game, man.
Well, I hope Liverpool are this bad when we play us, honestly.
I think the hangovers would have worn off by then.
You say that it's not exactly long now. We've got 2 weeks we play you now because of what literally game after game. So you never know.
It's 2 more weeks, yeah. Was that Foden again? That shot looked Van Dijk.
Yeah.
He arrived in his Ford Escort and put his shot this wide.
Oh, come on, Salah. Oh, you got to do better than that, mate.
It's like it's literally like they just can't be bothered. It's just like get the 90 minutes out of the way.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like, doesn't it?
Like we're getting in, but like it's just the chances are getting wasted every time. Whereas City are trying to score every goal.
It's that intensity levels. That's what it is. It's all about that. That's all it comes down to. Well, that'd have been own goal, wouldn't it? Or was it just a tackle that flew off one of the Liverpool players?
Oh dear.
Oh, it was his own player's clearance, hit Walker and nearly own goal. That would have been fun. Does that count as a shot on target? It won't do, will it? Because it's a Man City player.
No, I don't think so, yeah.
I mean, Sam said Liverpool looking average today. I don't even think they're that good. I think that's...
no, this is an average for today because we'd be a lot more compact if we're average. Because this is definitely a bad day. Because like I'd say a bad day for us is Everton, where we're just compact. We don't do anything.
To be fair, we was only 1-0 down at half time against City. That's that.
Yeah.
So, and we're average. So God knows what this is.
That's what I'm saying. It's a terrible performance for us. This is like we've gone back years.
This is like literally when Klopp took over, sort of Liverpool.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
This is Graham Souness, Liverpool.
What are they doing? What was he doing? You're seeing this, Zach. You'll be like, what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah, like on the final third, it's like shocking stuff.
Actually, what they look like, they do look like a Sunday morning team that are still pissed, don't they? That's what they look like.
No, I'm not. It doesn't look like I'm going to see because my stream keeps freezing now. I think I missed it.
Oh, Foden. Oh, safe.
Yeah, Foden.
Oh, Mane just stood on the ball in the penalty area.
That's what
he was talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like I'm gonna have to find. I'm gonna have to get another one because this one is doing my head in.
Stephen Range Rover. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. He was a funny one, wasn't he, Stephen Ireland? Actually, he didn't stand on the ball. He just let it run straight through his legs. See, that's what I mean. You see, if your focus isn't there, that's what happens.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you're right, Richard. It's just like the focus is completely off.
Yeah. Actually, Foden's had a good game. He has had a good game, Foden. I'll give him that.
Is he giving a pen or was that a free kick? I think it's a free kick, yeah, on the edge.
Oh, you're ahead of me then. Just ahead.
It looked like it looked.
Simply saying it's Penno.
To who? To City?
Liverpool. I'm assuming. Because
no, but remember, VAR is always for us, but the VARing ours. The VARing ours, Richard.
Well,
it was soft by Mane, but if Sterling got his, I think it's outside the box though.
No, he's come back and said.
They gave no foul. They didn't even go to the foul.
So it's not a free kick either.
Oh dear me, that's a yellow card for diving. That surely, ref.
No, they gave him the foul. It said no foul by Walker, but there's a foul. It said no penalty, no foul, but they gave the free kick.
But he's been booked as well. But he's been booked.
He got booked. Yeah, so the phrasing on the VAR is terrible.
Mane got booked.
The book is counted because
it should be no penalty, but free kick.
Yeah,
and then he gives the yellow card, but it's because the phrasing is terrible.
Who got booked there then?
Walker.
Oh, you're joking. What's he got booked for that for?
But yeah, on the VAR system, it came up and said no foul by Walker, but the book is still stood.
It wasn't a foul, was it? It's not even a free. Is he still give the free kick?
Yeah, he still gives the free kicks on the edge of the box.
If it's no foul, how is it a free kick if it's not a foul? I mean, what's that work? It's not a foul, so it's not a free kick.
I think the VAR just messed up. They just phrased it wrong. I think they meant like no foulers and no penalty.
Oh, that's pathetic.
It was a terrible free kick, man. But I think that's what they meant. But it's like
I think it was about maybe the yellow card, maybe, or the red card, or maybe a red card. But it's like if it's no foul, VAR says it's not a foul, then it's not a free kick either, is it?
And the thing is, I think that I've seen this before. I've seen a similar thing with VAR before, where it's on the same thing, and the ref kept the foul. So Mahrez is coming on.
Yeah, that's same Mahrez about come on.
I mean, I think this is always going to happen because I think he's just going to give minutes to people.
Yeah, Jesus come off from Mahrez, but yeah, Klopp is going mental on the sidelines.
Jesus was crap anyway, isn't he?
Again, when they brought him in for what was it, stupid money, and I was like, for a 19-year-old, it's not even proven. He hasn't. Yeah, he's been part of some two title-winning teams, but he hasn't done nothing.
Yeah, but look what players he plays with. I reckon I could score probably 15 goals if I played with De Bruyne.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
He just puts stuff on a plate. I mean, when the fact that Sterling scores over 20 goals a season when De Bruyne is setting him up all the time, this goes to show you can be a crap player and still score a load of goals in this City team.
I mean, look, we brought in Martinelli. I know he's a different position, but he's still an attacker. He's 18, coming into the Premier League. What, 8 mil? He's already in double figures in all competitions for goals and goal contributions.
Well, he scored 10, hasn't he, Martinelli? He scored 10 in all competitions, yeah. He's got 3 in the league and he's got 7 in the cup. Oxlade-Chamberlain does my head in, I'm sorry. He thinks he's David Beckham, then he married a pop star, and he's just not. I'm sorry, mate, you're just not. You're nowhere near good enough. You're not good enough for Arsenal. So what makes you think you're good enough for Liverpool? I do not know. So just stop it. Stop going on Instagram all the time. Stop being a tit.
Or TikTok.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your first day of lockdown when all the football. Even that fucking girlfriend doing the bloody stupid video up the stairs.
He's an idiot, honestly. He's an idiot. I thought he was an idiot when he played for Arsenal, and he's even more of an idiot now. I've got no time for him at all. He's got a Champions League winning medal and a Premier League medal. He hardly ever plays. Ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He hardly ever played for Arsenal either. You know what I mean? I don't know. He's been so lucky. He's the luckiest player ever. He is. So.
I mean, what was it? The Champions, and after the Champions League final, he was going on the German TVs with Per Mertesacker and saying, "We know what that meant for the Arsenal fans." Like he'd played in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing to do with you, mate. Honestly, just shut up. Go make another TikTok video.
Yeah, I can't stand this TikTok and stuff anyway. Yeah, so you can stay on his TikTok or whatever. You can just be a squad player for us.
Yeah, that's all he ever will be in his whole career.
But you spent 40 mil on him.
No, it's a good. Actually, that's the most expensive signing we've ever sold. The most expensive player we've ever sold, Oxlade-Chamberlain. That's quality, that, isn't it?
Oh, Firmino, you should have done better with that, mate.
Best bit of business ever. 40 million for him. Absolute steal.
Oh, go on.
Literally, you're lot on the beach today.
Yeah, we just can't finish for anything. It's frustrating.
The Man City defenders are literally going, "There you go, have a shot," and yours was like, "Okay." Into Rose.
I was kind of hoping this was going to finish like 8-0. I don't think it will now.
No, it's not.
The test says the luckiest player ever is Mustafi.
No, I disagree with that. Mustafi's won the World Cup. What are you on about?
But also, to be fair, Mustafi has improved under Arteta, along with David Luiz. They've actually improved since January. So
yeah, Firmino coming off.
Firmino's gone off. Yeah, with his weird hairstyle for Keita.
Yeah, and Wijnaldum's come off as well for Origi as well. Origi and.
I've just seen Sam's comment there. I noticed he didn't put YouTube as one of his options. YouTube's all right, though, isn't it? We love YouTube.
I love looking at when you go on some of these stream comments. It's like the bane of humanity, isn't there? Because like they say the most nonsensical stuff. Like someone was trying to argue how Man City could win the league on goal difference. It's like, have you been away from the TV? Or are you just like ignorant? Are you just that ignorant, stupid?
Have you been in a coma for the last week?
It's just these people that are like they're that stupid that they just refuse to like accept it so much that they'll just say something that's absolutely ludicrous.
I think you should need to pass some sort of test a bit of use social media.
Yeah,
I mean, it should be some sort of exam you've got to sit. You know, like when people want to live in England, they have to do a test, don't they, to prove that they know a little bit about England and stuff. You should have to do it to use social media. You should actually have to pass a test to get an account. And if you don't pass it, you're not allowed on. And you should have to resit the test every few months, just in case you kind of you lose your ability to communicate properly.
Natasha's fighting back, by the way, about Mustafi.
I don't care. He won the World Cup. Oxlade-Chamberlain's never going to win a World Cup, is he? Because he's English. Well, yeah. So that argument's dead because Mustafi's won the World Cup. And Oxlade-Chamberlain never will ever. He won the best TikTok video though, so that's all right.
I mean, did you see that goal against City in the Champions League?
I mean, that's it. He's in the time he's been at Liverpool. I know he's been injured most of it.
Yeah.
But that few months is the best you've had out of him. What, for 40 mil? I think we've had the better side of the deal there in the end.
Oh, definitely.
I know you've won trophies, but as a squad player.
Yeah, I'd say like if we would have won the Champions League that season, that would have paid off a lot of that, but we didn't. So in the end, I don't know how much you can really 40 million, maybe if we got half of that for him, I'd say probably that was more near his price, 20-25 million, I'd say. But
I still think it was a dick knowing, because they all knew it was happening, the deal. Knowing that to then play against you guys prior to it. That was a dick move.
That was that 4-0 game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's so many games at Anfield where we've got absolutely hammered, haven't it? You lose track of which one's which. It's like, when did we lose 5-1 at Anfield? When was it 4-0? We just get hammered every single time we play there, don't we? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, why did Wenger even let him play though? Like that was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And Lacazette was on the bench that day, and Kolasinac were on the bench.
Yeah. Was that when that goal that Bellerin lost the ball, didn't he, on the halfway line? There was nobody behind him. And Salah just ran away.
Van Dijk nearly got that in there. That was so close.
Origi's shit as well, isn't he? Come on. How's Origi won the league title in the Champions League? He's actually scored in the final, didn't he?
Scored in the final, scored against Barcelona, a crucial goal.
We had some. Do you remember Sonogo, Yaya Sonogo that we had?
Yeah.
Right? Everyone said he was crap. I actually thought he was all right, but he's better than Origi. I'm not even joking.
Before, Sterling scored again.
Has he scored again?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Own
goal.
We still might get
Chamberlain trying to get it off the line.
Ox scored an own goal.
Should we give it an own goal to Ox? I really want it to be an own goal for Ox. Can you make a TikTok video about that? How to score an own goal? I might send him a thing on Twitter.
I think you guys talked him into that own goal. Like you literally put the pressure on him until he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna stick this in now." Yeah, I think it should go.
I've not seen it yet, but I'm going to enjoy it. It's just coming out now.
Oh, mate, literally, he slides.
Oh yeah, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy this.
Oh, that might have been going wide actually. Yeah,
that's an own goal from Ox.
That's what I'm saying. He could be given as an own goal because he's literally.
That was going wide. Yeah.
Of course, it's an own goal. Sterling's not going to score a 1-on-1, is he?
That's going wide. It's actually going wide.
I love that for Richard. Sterling's not going to score 1-on-1.
He only ever scores open goals tapping from 2 yards. He's not going to score a proper goal, is he?
I've just seen a replay where it's literally beyond the far post. It was going wide.
Yeah, it's definitely going wide. It was going to corner flag, that wasn't it? It was going nowhere near the goal.
There was someone running in though. I don't know if they would have got to it, but yeah, it's
he went to commit.
Quality finish from the Oxo, isn't it? See, that's what playing for Arsenal does. For you learn how to do stuff like that.
Literally, he went to commit to it and then pulled out. It still hit him. I'm like, brilliant.
That's a little bit of Arsenal defending, isn't it?
You raised him up well, though.
Yeah, we taught him everything he knows.
Sabotage, Agent Ox.
The thing is, he done that at Arsenal against Sunderland.
Yeah, I was at that game as well, actually.
I was so pissed off. I was like,
terrible.
It was a poor Sunderland again. Sunderland are poor, but that was a poor Sunderland. That was a game we should have won anyway. Even with the team we put out.
You know, if we'd got through that, I think I'd have fancied that. Wasn't that the year Wigan won it? I think.
Yeah, it was. You got your wish. It's gone down as an own goal, apparently. So.
To be fair, I think from the angles that they're showing,
it definitely wasn't going in. Definitely wasn't going in. That's a great finish. That well done, Ox.
You know, it just seems like we're just like we've everything that we learned, all the defending. It's like they just took it out for today. We're like, we'll just go out there play 90 minutes.
We are in 2020, not bloody 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Because this is literally like watching, as we said earlier, like watching Liverpool from like when Klopp took over. The defending is appalling.
I remember someday when Klopp had first taken over one of his early games, Liverpool drew 5-5 with somebody. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. I just remember they drew 5-5, and it was like that, to me. I thought that kind of summed up Klopp as I saw Klopp when he was in Germany. Like loads of goals, let in loads of goals. That was like a typical Klopp game. Now I can't remember who it was against. Now I'm sure it was 5-5 like that. It was a ridiculous game, and it's like that summed up Klopp.
It was a cup game.
It might have been a cup game. It might have been. I know we drew 5-5, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. That's the nearest one that comes up.
Also, there's that 2-2 draw at home to West Brom where he then got all the players and up to Cop End and went, "Way!"
What was it? 5-4? Maybe Liverpool won 5-4. You know, it was something like that. It was either 5-5 or 5-4.
No, I'm trying to think. It's definitely one of the two, but yeah. It was definitely.
Yeah, I remember it. And it was one of sort of Klopp's early-ish games, maybe in his first season when he was there.
Yeah.
And I just thought that summed him up really, but obviously he's.
It was a league game, yeah. I can't remember who it was, but yeah. I think his first home game was against West Brom, and they drew 2-2 after losing 2. They were losing 2-0 in that game, or something like that. But he got all the players afterwards, walk up to the empty Cop, and they're celebrating the 2-2 draw.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that actually.
And
Yeah,
Benteke's like, "What's going on?"
yeah. No, I remember that. Yeah, celebrating a 2-2 draw against West Brom.
Yeah, and he's never done that because he obviously he used to do that at Dortmund. That walk up to the main stand and all that. And obviously,
I think that was the important thing about it. I think he was just trying to get the fans together. I don't think he was. It was so much about celebrating.
No, I just don't think he realised how shit West Brom were.
Yeah,
he probably thought it was a good result getting 2-2 against West Brom. He didn't realise that actually, no, West Brom are shit, mate. He should be beaten. No one told him. No one told him before how shit they were. I think Lukaku was playing for West Brom then, wasn't he?
Yeah, on loan that season. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like today. Like it just seems like the midfield hasn't it's just completely like it's just every time they go the fullbacks are way too tucked in. There's just way too much space everywhere.
See, watching this game though actually gives me hope for next season. Because I look at it, I think Liverpool won the league, but they're crap. So we've got a chance.
But if we win the league,
they lost 3-0 to Watford. They're losing 4-0 to
Man City. I was going to say that. Yeah,
that's terrible. That's terrible. They're terrible. They are Liverpool. Terrible. So I think we can win the league next year because there's no way we're this bad.
Yeah, why not?
We only lost 3.
It just shows we're capable of turning up and just doing this and then just getting thumped. I mean,
but isn't that scary going into that season though? Defending your title in these little performances that can come out of nowhere.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot. Definitely a lot scary to lose to City. I mean, I believe we've done this before earlier in Klopp's reign, but this is later in Klopp's reign, so it is a little bit more worrying.
This is a title winning Klopp reign now.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a little bit more worrying, but we can only hope. It's because the heads are not there, and like you said, maybe if
a different class in this game, isn't he? But yeah, I mean, I thought the way Liverpool played against Watford was bad, and you've looked at that and thought, "Hang on a minute, what's going on here?" And now this is a similar sort of performance, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's a similar performance. It's just because City have got better players, so that's why the scoreline's going to be worse. It's similar performance. It's just Watford haven't got as good of players, so we didn't get caught out as many times.
Please play like this against us.
It's saying something when they're bringing on another fullback now.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Man City, Cancelo.
Oh, Cancelo, yeah.
Natasha saying in the chat, Liverpool's best performance today has been the drinks break.
It's like we're not done celebrating, so they snuck some vodka into the bottles.
Otamendi's coming on. See, now you know you're taking the piss.
Fucking hell.
That's the ultimate embarrassment, isn't it? You're losing 4-0 and they bring Otamendi on. It's like, oh my god. I think they've probably done that against us a few times and they've been hammering us. It's like it's rubbing salt in the wounds, isn't it?
Oh, is that a pet? Oh, come on.
Oh, bloody hell.
He just took out Origi. Could have been a pen there, but they haven't looked at it yet. Come on, Salah. I'll give it to Mane. Yeah, I've got to say, City have defended well.
They've had a few moments. They've had a few moments in this match where they've looked suspect, where they've given you the ball, literally given you the ball.
But I think Man City's defenders, because of the way they play out from the back, that's always going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any team that plays out from the back, I mean, we've seen it ourselves when we were trying to do it under Emery. You know, you're going to give the ball away if you do it enough. You will eventually just give it away sometimes, and that's probably a price that they don't mind paying every so often because they want to play that way, don't they? But no, they've defended pretty well, Man City. Yeah, they've done what they've had to do. Actually, didn't Man City beat Liverpool 5-0 the other year, didn't they? When Mane got sent off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We do this against City like occasionally.
I reckon this has got at least one more goal in it. I reckon it's going to match that 5-0 then. I reckon Ox might get another one.
If
you're on a hat-trick of goals, imagine.
Kate was nearly in.
That would literally be the hilarious thing ever.
Oh, nearly got through.
In response to cheddar, someone has to have something like that on their shirt.
Origi, oh my God, why would you have Origi? It's ironic. It's an ironic name on a shirt, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like some Arsenal fans used to have a Boué on the back and stuff like that, didn't they? It's like, it's ironic, isn't it?
Well, yeah, we're taking Trent off because he's been shocking anyway. It doesn't matter, we bring on the youngster.
Literally put on a kid that's never played before. Nico Williams, from Wales.
Yeah, I think we brought him on for the last 15 minutes last time, but he's only played. I think he played against you guys at the cup as well. He just played the cup.
Yeah. There were several Liverpool players in that game who had some weird haircuts as well. I noticed.
Oh, Salah! Oh, save Edison. You should have belted that a lot harder than that. He went for more of a look more like a lob than a shot.
Nico Williams. Yeah, most clubs do have a Sanogo and a Shamak. Yeah, definitely Origi's Liverpool's better. I think Sanogo was better than Origi, definitely. Oh, Mo Salah had a shot.
I think Sanogo was just unlucky because obviously.
Do you remember when didn't he score 4 goals in that Makita Cup or something? Pre-season,
the Emirates Cup against Benfica.
Yeah, guy's on fire. Origi's not going to score 4 goals in a game like that, is he? He just scores in the Champions League final. That's it. And he scores
when the game was already over.
When Pickford throws the ball in his net near enough.
Yeah, we love him for that goal. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was one of the strangest goals ever, wasn't it?
Well, that's again going back to England. How the hell is Pickford #1? Again, we go Southgate.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Southgate hasn't got a clue, has he?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like anyone else.
About the fact because we reached the semi-final of the World Cup. Was it the other year? Wasn't it? We got to the semi-final.
Yeah.
And completely bottled it. And everyone's going, "Oh, Southgate's a great manager." In my opinion, Southgate's one of the worst England managers that's been in my lifetime.
He fluked it. He went for the easy option and fluked it to the same.
Every time we played a decent team in that tournament, we lost. Belgium twice and Croatia. And Croatia were even that good. We should have beat them.
Yeah, we were leading. We were leading in that game as well.
I know, after 2 minutes. But yeah, he's one of the worst England managers I can remember. Him and McLaren are probably the worst too.
Laporte and Sterling. You know the game's over when that happens.
Yeah, tremendous now, yeah. And Bernardo Silva.
Bernardo and Otamendi, like you said.
I don't care that Origi knocked out Barcelona. Did he score 4 goals in the Emirates Cup in one game? No, he didn't. So I rest my case. I don't care that he scored in the Champions League final. I don't care that he scored against Barcelona. He didn't score 4 goals in the Emirates Cup in a friendly. So until he does that, he's not good enough. And that's him.
Oh dear.
I don't know, maybe he hasn't had the chance. Maybe you will. To give him the chance.
Sanogo did actually set up the winning. Well, it helped set up the winning goal.
Yeah, like the pre-assist to that winning goal for the FA Cup. Yeah,
he held the ball up for Giroud. Giroud back-heeled it, and Ramsey scored. So yeah, and Origi's never done that either. So
to be fair, in that final when he did come on, he had a few chances himself where he was just unlucky on that.
He did, yeah. I think actually, to be fair, I think he was actually all right. He wasn't great, but he was all right.
As I was saying earlier, he was unlucky. He's got the bad stick basically in the situation.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose his goal scoring record didn't really help, did it? When he scored like 1 goal for the first team.
Yeah.
Proper goal, 1 or 2.
Yeah. I think it's a Champions League game, was it? That was as well.
Yeah, it was a Champions League game. Yeah,
at home.
I think Ozil scored the other one in that game, if I remember rightly.
I think so. But yeah, I think his injuries didn't help him either. Near the end of his only contract with us.
Probably didn't, and he never really got much chance, did he? I mean, he had that team that won the FA Cup that year. He had a few games in that season, didn't he? And he did all right. He didn't score many goals, but he sort of played all right. He seemed like quite a good target man, didn't he? You know, he could hold the ball up reasonably well, and you know, I suppose he was like Giroud's understudy, wasn't he? Because he's a similar sort of player to Giroud, and he was maybe his understudy a bit, I suppose. But yeah.
City in again. Jesus Christ.
Oh, don't say it's a fifth.
Shot wide from Mahrez.
Oh.
Yeah, that would have been an Ox assist though. Terrible in the field.
Own goal assist.
Be man in a match at this rate.
Oh dear.
Appreciate Ryan getting me on. This would have been a turn off of 45 minutes for me.
I surprisingly enjoyed it.
I wonder why.
Oh, Mark,
you want City in bad form though, don't you? You know, to come against you guys soon, don't they?
No, because
for one game we allow it.
I suppose so, yeah. We've still got to play both these two teams, haven't we? So
literally within days of each other as well. Liverpool.
The FA Cup would mean more though, right? If you had to pick one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're not going to probably get in the Champions League through the league position, are we? Even if fifth's high enough, it's going to be hard to finish fifth. So winning the FA Cup obviously would require us winning 2 games now. Would get us into Europa League. In fact, probably winning 1, because if we was in the final, we'd probably qualify for the Europa League. Bearing in mind it's going to be Man United or Chelsea, so it's a route into Europe, I guess. And in the league, that's not guaranteed, is it? With the way things are. I mean, if we have a good finish, then it might well be. But I mean, we still could finish fifth, I know, and I'm trying to convince myself we can't. But realistically, we still can, can't we? Mathematically, I mean.
Yeah.
Because we're not that far off, especially if we beat Wolves, then we're right back in it, aren't we? Oh, what's the goalie doing there? Oh, De Bruyne, what are you doing, mate?
Yeah, you wasted that De Bruyne.
Yeah, he's crap De Bruyne, isn't
he? What a waste of money.
I'd rather have Sonogo in my team. You know? In fact, I'd rather have Origi. That's how bad he is.
Oh, dear.
Sonogo the postman.
Sonogo the postman, yeah.
Yeah, Richard, have you seen the photo of Bellerin yesterday after the game?
Well, I saw it at the time, actually. He looked as though, to me, he had the look of a player that's going to leave. He knows his time's up. And I think that he's resigned himself to the fact that he's now, unfortunately, no longer good enough. Not his fault. His injury, I think, just is not.
Just took it out of him, yeah.
Yeah, he has. He's lost his pace, and his pace was his main weapon. And without that pace, he's very, very average now. And I don't know what he can do. Can he adapt his game around his loss of pace? I don't know if he can. And if he can't do that, then, and it doesn't look like he can, because he hasn't managed to, has he, this season?
No.
Up till now when he's played. So, and obviously I suppose it didn't help him that Suarez come on and did really well for 10 minutes and scored a goal and a few other bits and pieces. So
on his weak foot as well.
And his weak foot, yeah. I want to see what Suarez can do over maybe 3 or 4 games actually in that position. I think he deserves a run in the team now. We've signed him on a deal, so let's get him playing for a few games. Maybe give Bellerin a rest and see what Suarez can do, because potentially he looks like he could be really good. And that could be interesting. We could have a completely different defence next season, couldn't we? Really, with Saliba in, Suarez in, obviously Tierney, and then I mean I don't know whether David Luiz will play much next year. I think Arteta likes him. And did you hear what Saka said about David Luiz as well?
Oh, I heard about that.
How he is off the pitch and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, he was asked which players have helped you the most, and he basically David Luiz has been the biggest help to him. And I think that shows why Arteta wanted to keep him, because no matter what he does on the pitch, I mean, I still think he can do a job on the pitch. I know he makes the odd mistake here and there, but if he's going to help these young players, that's what we need, and that's it's definitely was worth keeping him for another year just on that basis, and maybe looking to the future, possibly a coaching role or something with the youngsters.
Yeah, it does seem like that. Also, I mean, there's keeping on the Arsenal track for a second as well. Guillaume Balaguer has come out on Twitter. He's whatever stuff he does in his articles and saying that Arteta and Cazorla have had talks about him coming into the coaching setup at some point.
That could be good as well.
Apparently they have very similar ideas on how they want the game to be played, this, that, and the other.
Yeah, no. I mean, I wouldn't be against that at all. Definitely not. I mean, you can see that because obviously, Cazorla played that sort of style, didn't he? He at his best, he could have got in this Man City team, I think. So yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that working. Yeah, that could be good, interesting.
Another message for our friend here. Simpy, Liverpool put on Salah.
Yeah, front three of it. Oh, come on, score it.
Oh my days! How did he not score? 3 of you. There was 3 of them there.
I told you, anything going forward is calamitous. No, they're a bunch of idiots.
Throw at a limb.
I think that was.
What have you made of your new signing as well from January, the Minamito?
Yeah, it's difficult to say. We've not seen. I think he's played in cup competitions a couple of games. He's got like a half here and there. He's looked all right, but he doesn't seem to the level yet. But he is kind of reminding me of how Ox was when he came in. I don't think he's quite ready, but then hopefully we'll. Ox is kind of with the injuries has fallen off a bit now, but hopefully he'll do what Ox couldn't and start acclimatizing to the league. But I mean, for 7 million, you don't know really what you're going to get for that.
Yeah, he doesn't look good enough, does he? Yet, I don't suppose. But
yeah,
he's a young lad, isn't he? I guess.
Again, you probably got that money back because of commerciality and stuff. If he's because of where he's from. Big Liverpool support over there, so he's probably made the money back.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Edison's had a flap at it again.
Yeah, that's
not getting punished though.
No, that's
City on the attack again.
Oh, here comes the point. Oh,
no.
Oh no, Henderson's getting just. Would that have been a pacey winger like Mahrez? They would have got to that. Because it's Rodri.
Yeah. We can keep it to oh man. Yeah, we can keep as long as there's no more goals.
I mean, for not even defending, you're now the new champions. I can't think of a scoreline like this from the newly crowned champions from any Premier League team since it's becoming, or even before the Premier League.
Yeah, we lost 4-0 to Liverpool just after winning the league in '98.
Yeah, that was '98. What would be not 10 or 11? No, '98.
Yeah, that was 22 years, right?
8 or 9, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's no excuse in this.
Well, most teams don't win the league that early, do they? So they've got to keep their intensity going all the way through till near to the end, and then that tends to be why not many teams win the league. Well, no one's ever won the league this early, have they ever?
No.
But most teams don't win it particularly early, do they? Generally, there's only 2 or 3 games left usually. So
yeah, I could have understood a respectable loss, like if it was a 2-0 loss, for example. That I could have seen happen, but 4-0 is a bit much.
The good thing about this
come on, Origi.
The good thing about this is, for me, that it's Sky would have been buzzing about this game deciding the title. They would have been absolutely buzzing for it, thinking, "Oh yeah, we're going to have the league title decider again," and it hasn't been like that. And I'm really glad it hasn't, because it serves them right.
Well, especially after what was it last week with the Liverpool Palace game, the promo was literally just Liverpool, nothing to do with the opponent. Just
I wish Crystal Palace had won that game, because it would have been hilarious just to shut them up, really, because it was madness, wasn't it?
Even as a Liverpool fan, you don't appreciate that. I mean, like, show a bit of respect. Come on. Like, I think the whole point of football is, like, when you play a team, you still got to show them respect. But it's like, if the broadcasting people should be following that as well.
But when the broadcasters, most of their pundits are made up of Liverpool.
Yeah. I don't like that either.
Look at the BBC as well. You know what I mean? The match of the day's on tonight, isn't it? And you can guarantee they'll be.
Oh yeah.
Although Liverpool have lost this game, they'll be going on about Liverpool for an hour.
They'll be waxing lyrical about him, how there's still this amazing team. It was a one-off.
They'll have a nice little montage of all their brilliant goals this season at the end, won't they? So, like, you'll never walk alone playing in the background and all that kind of stuff. Ferry across the Mersey and stuff like that.
It's all right. You guys can deal with it. It's been 30 years. Then next year, hopefully, we probably won't win it. So then you'll get your break. To be fair, I've got
Alan Hansen and Mark Lawrence out of the woodwork to come on Match of the Day tonight, aren't they?
Yeah. A one-off special. Retirement, guys.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think our young players played better than Trent. He was terrible. All he did was get caught out all the game.
To be fair,
he didn't have a good game. He didn't look on it at all, did he?
To be fair, all of your starting 11 have been terrible tonight. But as we've alluded to, when teams win the title, normally they do drop off of the first couple of games afterwards. And we didn't. Our invincible season, as we said earlier, Birmingham City, Pompey, Fulham, and even the last 4 games, we did drop off our levels, but we just got over the line in every game.
Yeah, and that's what it's about sometimes. When you've won the league and you've got games to play, it's just literally a matter of playing them games, isn't it? Because you've got to play them. You've got nothing to play for because you've done your job. Yeah. And it's just a matter of trying to be as professional as you can. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure Liverpool aren't going to get hammered again, are they? Apart from, obviously, when they play Arsenal. But other than that, they're not going to get hammered again, are they? They're probably going to win a couple of games, lose a couple of other games, and there'll be probably a couple of draws or whatever thrown in at the other game. That'll be it. And I think that's, you know, it's just a matter of getting the games played. He'll probably play a few of the younger players now, won't he? Give them a bit more experience for next year and stuff like that, possibly. And I mean, it's job done, isn't it? It doesn't. Tonight didn't matter. The other games don't really matter, do they? I don't think too much. I mean, you wouldn't want to lose 4-0 every game because that wouldn't be good, would it? But
it's not good luck,
No, exactly. But you know, I think when your job's done, isn't it? It's time to go home, and that's it.
The only person who won't be happy with this is obviously Klopp, because obviously he wouldn't have wanted this to happen.
Exactly. This is why. That's why it's a bit puzzling. It's probably because he wants that, but the players have switched off. They were, like you said.
That's the difference between being a player and a manager, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
A manager needs to win every game because it's their reputation on the line as much as anything else, I suppose. And it's their job, isn't it? Whereas the players, literally, as far as them players are concerned, you can tell tonight that they've gone home, haven't they? They've clocked off, which is understandable. You know, they've had to play at that intensity all season to get where they are, and it's understandable they're going to think, oh, you know, maybe we'll have a night off. And I hope they have another night off in a couple of weeks.
Imagine that in two huge games, 2 big teams, and they get battered in both.
And they lost 3-0 to Watford as well. Don't forget.
Oh, of course.
Massive big Watford who are going to get relegated.
De Bruyne's got man of the match as well.
Well, yeah, he deserves it, doesn't he? Because I mean, he's been different class. I mean, he's had an easy game, hasn't he? I suppose in a sense. But
I told you, man. The moment this started, when I had De Bruyne as my captain on fantasy, and he's done me in.
Yeah, he's had a good game again, hasn't he? But
oh dear.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It's like good judgment for me keeping him as captain, but you know, he's still battered my team though.
To be fair, he batters everyone, doesn't he?
Yeah, they're gonna. It's gonna blow. It's gonna be full time. Like 3 seconds.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
Yeah, I just saw a 5-0 last second.
At the near post.
Oh, that's brilliant. Let it be another own goal from Ox.
No, it's Mahrez. It was a good one.
Done, but poor goalkeeping.
Yeah, he should. He got to beat his near post. Yeah, he shouldn't have happened. Yeah, but now at the last minute, 5 doesn't matter anyway.
No, if you lose it 4-0, you might as well lose 5-0. Do it properly.
Why not? As defending champions, yeah, why not?
Yeah, go out in style. That's what I say. Like when we lost 8-2 to Man United, when it was like 5-2, come on, let in a few more. It's no good losing 5-2. Get hammered properly.
I mean, I'm already defeated at 94th minute. If another one goes in, I don't care.
Oh, actually, that was a bit of bad goalkeeping, wasn't it?
But I
think he thought Mahrez crossed, didn't he?
Yeah, it's going to get chalked off. I think didn't someone do this in the Kane goal, right?
Yeah, but to be fair, I think it's Foden's
fault. It's chalked off. Chalked off. 4-0.
Chalked off what for?
Handball. Foden handballed it on the ground in the build-up.
No, literally, he was falling to the floor and the ball hit his hand on the way through.
Oh, well, Alisson obviously clearly knew that. That's why he didn't bother to try and save it.
Oh, dear.
He's like, I saw that down there.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother saving it. Oh, it's not going to count anyway. Because that was a feeble effort to try and save it, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, no, they did the same. They did the same for Tottenham earlier. It's like any touch of handball in a build-up.
Tottenham deserve it, though, don't they?
Let's be honest. It is Tottenham.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
Oh, that was a shame.
I mean, this is the easiest review ever. We've got battered in the video.
Right.
Oh,
you always got to have one of them, though. He's got it out of the way, though. I mean,
and the good thing as well is, I mean, let's get real now. It ends the debate completely, doesn't it, about who was the better team, Arsenal's Invincibles or Liverpool? Arsenal's Invincibles did 3-0 to Watford and 4-0 to Man City, did they? So the debate's over. So come on.
Also, you can throw in the Arsenal 91 team.
Yeah, exactly. Because they only lost one, didn't they? They only lost one, exactly. Yeah, and they never lost 3-0 to Watford.
Don't know why I agreed to come on, to be honest.
Even Arsenal don't lose 3-0 to Watford.
Yet.
Oh, yeah, we've still got a player, actually, yeah. But we are at home. I can't see us losing 3-0 at home to Watford.
No, I think Watford had a little burst of form against us, and then they died again.
Yeah, I think that basically kept them up, hasn't it? That win.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like before that, they had a good burst of form. I think they have a few wins before.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They were rock bottom of the league for ages, weren't they? And then they got that Nigel Pearson in, and they had a good run, didn't they? Won a few games. Obviously, the climax that was obviously that game against Liverpool, and then they've dropped off, haven't they? They haven't. I think they've lost every game since they restarted, haven't they?
Yeah.
But it looks like they've probably just about got enough points to stay up, I suppose.
Yeah, Sam was in the chat saying Liverpool were poor and they shouldn't have played their first team.
I mean, might as well have got.
Yeah. He's probably got a point. Yeah, I think that's probably they probably shouldn't have done. If they had played all the youngsters would have had something to prove, wouldn't they? And would have gone out and at least maybe fought a little bit harder or put a little bit more into that game.
But yeah, I was expecting.
They're only 20 points behind. They can still win it, can't they? On goal difference.
They can do it on goal difference. Yeah. Oh no!
Oh my days!
Wow.
I don't know what to say there. Literally,
I don't know what you say as a Liverpool fan after that. You just turn the TV off and you just tuck yourself in.
Yeah, but come on. I mean, let's be honest. You've won the league, and losing 4-0 doesn't really matter now, does it? Really, realistically, it doesn't. I don't think
it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's like one of those things that's like if you lose, like you say, if you lose by a big score, it's embarrassing no matter what, isn't it? You never want to lose by a big score. Right?
I mean, at least when Arsenal lost that game 4-0 to Liverpool after we'd won the league, we did play our reserve team that night.
Yeah, we actually did.
It wasn't our first team that played, so I suppose it didn't seem embarrassing, really. No one really cared. And yeah, maybe Liverpool played a strong team, and they've paid the price for that a little bit.
I mean, does it prove that they really were actually pissed up? Because we won't know. We'd hope not. They would hope they've been detoxed by then, but you never know, do you?
What you've got to remember is now, right? Footballers now aren't like footballers in the 70s and the 80s, right? They don't drink at all when the season's on, do they? So if they've gone out and had a bit of a party, that's going to have quite an effect on them physically, isn't it? I think, because they're not used to doing it. So that could well be the reason. And if that is the case, then he should have played the younger players because they'd have probably been fitter and, I say, have more to prove, maybe. But he didn't. He wouldn't want to risk that going there to Man City and getting hammered by playing kids. He would have probably got slaughtered for doing that, maybe. And
exactly. I think the same thing would have happened. You're right, Richard. They would have sat there, would have hammered him as well.
Yeah, well, they could have done. You don't know. I mean, Man City can do that to anyone, can't they? That they can beat anyone 4 or 5-0. It's just the way that they are. Sometimes, if they're on their game, they'll beat anybody. But yeah, maybe that was what he looked at it and thought it's probably better to play a strong team and hope they can get through it all right. But obviously they couldn't.
We couldn't. Yeah.
I mean, Sam in the chat here, he's asking, so is history repeating itself? Klopp brought Dortmund to the top, and then they dropped off very quickly after winning the title in Germany.
They got relegated, didn't they? Was that the year after?
Yeah.
They were bottom of the league for a while, one season when Klopp was there. Because I remember we'd been looking at getting Klopp, or it had been mentioned at the time. And when they were bottom of the league, it's like, we'll get a manager who's bottom of the league. That's a good idea. But Liverpool did, and look where they are now. So proved a good decision, I suppose.
That's for that comment.
The only reason why they play is to get the guy. I'd say that's probably about right, yeah. Because that seemed to be the highlight of the night for him, I think.
The social distance, bloody, what's the name? God of Honor.
It's like our defenders are social distancing tonight. We can finally use that joke because there was so much bloody space. It was infuriating.
Even in midfield was blimey.
Yeah.
Like knife through butter. It made some of our defences throughout the years look good.
Yeah, because like the last few weeks, I've been used to seeing us crunching into tackles and like nobody doing anything. And it's like, it's just like 1-2s all over the shop, open space everywhere. What the hell's going on? You can't really do anything.
I don't think it's that much of a surprise when you think about it, is it really?
So who've Liverpool got next anyway?
I believe we have Villa, I think. Yeah, Villa.
Oh,
yeah, Villa, Brighton, Burnley are our next 3 games.
Villa could be a tough one.
I think they'll all be tough because I mean, but Brighton.
I think Brighton are basically safe, and Burnley are fighting for Europe. So
they've all got something to fight for at the moment. So unless that changes in the meantime, again you could be. Oh, okay. Not sort of.
I mean, if you look at it that way, then everyone has something to fight for.
Imagine if Liverpool lost all their last 7 games. That would be the most ridiculous thing ever, wouldn't it? They win the league, lose 7 games in a row, and still win the league. That's just that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
And what would have again on the last thing? It'd be like 9 or 10 games defeats, like 10 defeats or something like that.
Yeah,
because lots of Watford lost tonight. There's 7 games left. It'd be like 9 defeats. So
yeah, and they only win the league by like 1 point because Man City.
We got 6 left now after that one, and we've got 2 defeats. So max could be is 8.
Yeah, so 8. Yeah, imagine that 8 defeats and you're league champions.
We've lost 8 games. Imagine if we don't lose another one. Liverpool lose all their same game. And we beat 5 at the Emirates as well.
No, we'll scuff a few draws, Richard. I don't think we're going to get to that many losses.
No, I'm pretty sure. It'd be strange, though, wouldn't it, when you think about it? As a team ever won the league, losing 6 games in a row? Do you think that's ever happened? Probably not. Not even in the old days when it was 42 games and you could maybe get away with losing a few. I bet no one's lost 6 games in a row and still won the league. I bet it never happened.
Well, apparently, there's a lot of Twitter posts going out with reports about Jude Bellingham from Birmingham City.
Oh yeah,
has agreed a 5-year deal to Dortmund.
Wow. Well, youngsters love going to Dortmund, don't they?
Well, because they're getting given the time, the game time over there.
Yeah.
That's why Sancho went there, and he wants to come back to prove himself. Because obviously Man City didn't believe in him.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, and you're right. Like if he would have gone to United, he would have been a squad player, impact player. You wouldn't have got ahead of Bruno or Fernandes. Sorry, Bruno or Pogba. Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it.
I don't know why you guys wouldn't have gone for someone like Bellingham. I mean, he would have got playing time with you guys, wouldn't he?
I don't know. Oh, it depends on what Arteta's vision is going forward. What his squad, what his actual squad.
From what he was saying today, when he was asked about the sort of players he's looking for, he basically said he knows in his mind what he needs, the players he needs, the players that's going to improve the squad and what he needs to make us competitive again. And I think he knows already what those players are. And that's it. And it's just a matter of whether we can go and get them. Well, we won't get them all in one go, I wouldn't imagine. But
no, they're top 2 transfer windows, I'd say. 2 or 3 transfer windows.
2 or 3, yeah. But get them in gradually, improve the team slowly, get us competitive again, get us back to maybe the top 4, and then finish the job off and get us back to challenging again. And that's all. To be honest, that's all I really want. You know, winning the league is hard to do. You can't ever guarantee you're going to do it. I mean, you know, it took Liverpool this time to do it. We haven't won it for a long time. It took Man United 26 years. They went without winning it. Man City went 40 odd years without winning it. You know, it's not easy to win the league, is it? So if just to challenge again, really, and look like we've got a chance of winning it would be the next step, really. You know, in the next couple of years, and then you never know. If you're in the race, like Leicester found out the other year, you've got a chance, haven't you? You never know. And I'd rather be back in that situation. I know we maybe took that for granted a little bit under Wenger, didn't we? Because every year we'd be top of the league, we'd be challenging until about March, and then it'd all fall apart, wouldn't it? And yes, that's not quite enough. You want to be able to challenge all the way to the end, don't you? I mean, I can't remember last time we were realistically with a chance of winning the title in April. I can't remember the last time. Probably last time we won.
Yeah, because that Leicester season, you finished second. You won in contention where you just snuck it
10 points.
Yeah, we finished 10 points behind them, and in fact, we only sneaked into second on the last day because Tottenham kind of blew it. So, you know, we didn't really deserve to be second necessarily, but I mean, we haven't challenged for the league for a long time, and just to get to that point again, if Arteta can get us to the point we can actually challenge for the title, you know, hopefully we can win it again. But to me, that would be a massive big thing, you know, if we can actually get ourselves back in that sort of position. But we'll see what happens. I mean, he seems to know what he wants. Let's hope he can get it, and then we can hopefully get somewhere in the next couple of years. I mean, watching Liverpool tonight, I mean, if that's all it takes to win the league, we can do it. Not a problem.
Oh dear. Especially with our new physio, but he wouldn't want to get a fight with him anyway.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you wouldn't even want to be injured, would you? I'm not going to see him. I'm all right. I've broke my leg, but I can play. Don't worry.
That guy was massive. Yeah, Jesus.
She's huge. But again, it sort of pisses us off about our fan base. We complain about fitness, like injuries, this and the other. We've gone out and looks like we've got the number 1 guy in Europe at the moment from PSG under their noses. Oh, and is he linked to bloody Vowels check like Black Book or? I said it's more like because he's Brazilian. It's more like it because he's worked in the Brazil team with Neymar and all that. More like from Edu's side, so Edu taking the pay cut. Like, seriously, chill out. We're getting the top. We're fixing this. It looks like we're looking to fix issues at this club, and you're still complaining. Like who's getting a little cut here and there? I don't care. As long as they're actually fixing the issue, I don't care.
There are a lot of people like that. They look for negatives and everything. If you're giving like I saw somebody, for example, doing a talk on mental health, and then there's somebody that will go and try and find the negative thing in that talk, like, oh, you know, he was giving money to charity, he was doing this, but it's like, and then someone comes out with it, but are you doing this to bring more attention on yourself? It's like, why does that matter? It's like, isn't it like, why have you got to look for the one bad thing in a pool of good things? But there's always people out there that'll do that.
Football fans are notorious for that, aren't they? Whatever club they support, I think football fans tend to do that, and that's unfortunately it's almost ingrained into you when you're a football fan, isn't it? You do look for the negatives all the time. You know, Liverpool fans tonight will be ready to jump off.
Exactly.
There will be. There'll definitely be some that'll be saying Klopp out. And they'll be serious. Do you know what I mean? There will be, and that's football fans, and that's the way it is. And it's almost programmed into you, isn't it? When you grow up as a football fan, every defeat is like the end of the world, and every victory is like you've won the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? That's just how it is, isn't it? It's a very emotional thing to be involved in football, isn't it? It's very high and very low, and there's not really a middle ground. It's very difficult to find that middle ground, isn't it? Whether you're a fan, whether you're a player, whatever it is, it is emotional thing, and unfortunately, you can get caught up in that sometimes. You know, I think we've all done it, haven't we? You know, you've lost the game and you just go mad, don't you, for 5 minutes, and then you calm down and you think actually that was a bit silly, but you'll do it again next time because that's just the way it is.
Yeah, there's you know, Liverpool fans will be going mad now. They'll be like, "Oh, we're not going to get the 100 points now." They'll be all negative on Twitter. Because they were like, we aren't going to lose another game this season. You bet there's some people that have said that, and now they're like having a whine because they had that statement out.
Yeah, of course it will. Yeah, I mean, it is mental, really, sometimes, but that's what football does to you. I mean, I've done it myself, so I understand what it's like. You know, you get emotionally wrapped up in it, don't you? You know,
I mean, this is perfect from Sam Lee Gunner, who I don't get on with, as people should know. Reaction from when Saka signed his contract yesterday, quoting Lee Gunner: "Why are we praising some people who gave Louise an extension? What is Lee Gunner going to do when we improve and start challenging again?"
Well, you're going for
you know what he'll do. He'll pretend like he never said anything bad in the first place, and he'll get on the bandwagon.
Oh, of course he would. Literally a few months ago, after 6 league games, he put a thing at a post out, and I was literally politely, actually, as well, pointing out the flaws in his argument, and because he knew I weren't biting at what he digs back. Oh, fuck off, Ryan! You know nothing. You autistic idiot. You got mental health issues and all that. And I was like, wow, okay. And I was just like,
he didn't
delete that tweet, but people by then had already screenshotted it and sent it over to me. And it's then what was it? He put, and then last week he put out a message on his YouTube channel saying he's been working with someone in January to help people with mental health.
Yeah, I remember
when he attacked me,
he's only probably doing that just for likes and stuff, isn't he? And
I know, but I'm just saying that the hypocrisy that's behind him.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a big hypocrite. I've seen some of his things on Twitter. He just gets personal when he's wrong. Like, I hate people like that.
Let's have a discussion. Let's debate the options. Don't just get personal. Don't just throw insults. Because that's just not an argument, is it? You've lost the argument straight away when you do that. And at the end of the day, that's to me. You know, if you've got an opinion, at least be able to argue it with someone, and don't just call them names because they disagree with you. Because you've lost straight away when you do that.
Go on.
There's that time. Even more recently, since me and him have had that argument, so we say, he's then gone on to having an argument with a 16, 17-year-old who used to work with Robbie and all that AFTV. Because the guy,
he's talking about Bav, right?
Yeah, Bav, because he was the kid that forgot to put the mute on after the Europa League final, and Lee Gunner's like, "You threw me under the bus." And notice after that moment, until Bav left Robbie and all that, Lee Gunner wasn't on the channel at all, and then suddenly he's back on.
Oh, was that why? I wondered why he'd. I wondered why he wasn't on there for a while.
I remember his excuses though. So I live in Spain, so I can't go into any of the matches, so they don't get me on anymore. Exactly. They could have got him on at any time. They just, that with that going on, exactly.
It's quick enough to go on his channel for fucking watchalongs for the most dullest games ever just to get views.
I know, he will do that. He will do that for views.
Yeah, but literally, what was it? Another YouTuber I don't really watch, but someone sent a clip to me the other day. The Arsenalist went on the attack of Lee Gunner again, and basically said, under Wenger, he was going after Stan Kroenke and Wenger, like Stan Kroenke's poison. Since Wenger's gone, Stan Kroenke can't do nothing wrong. The sun shines out of his ass. And this is like, it's like again a hypocrisy. I can't stand it. Double standards. 1 minute oh, it is what it is. But
He is a hypocrite because then he always goes on about, oh, if people are going with Turkish, and it's like, what are you on about? You're defending Kroenke half the time. Like, why are you even bringing that up? I bet you weren't there, were you?
No, he wasn't there. I know he wasn't there that day because I was there that day.
Yeah, so I don't know why he's preaching about it then. Yeah.
But hey, it is what it is. People like that, I just switch off. It's like, okay, nothing to do with me.
But yeah, like you said, Richard, it's like these are the type of people that we said that go on social media and they've all they've got is negativity to spat out, and like they've had a bad day, so they inflict on other people. And then there's people that will clap the person that's inflicting harm on other people, and they're they're just as responsible.
I mean, the good thing, I suppose, in a way, about social media is at least you can unfollow people and you can just
exactly. That's a switch off a bit.
Yeah,
all that.
You don't have to suffer it. Yeah, if you don't like it. I mean, I don't really go along with all this. Reporting people for this, reporting people for that. If you don't like what they say, just don't follow them. You know what I mean? And then it's done. And then it's. To me, that's the best way of dealing with it personally. I mean, if people send me abusive stuff, I'll just ignore them and I'll just block them, and that's it. And that's done.
Richard, I'd say the only flaw in that is if you look at the bigger people, like if you look at the bigger streamers like on Twitch and that, some of them have mental issues, and there's a big group of people that will go after you, and that's a lot of people to mute and block. And they I know someone recently took their life for that, so it's a serious thing.
No, it is a serious thing, and I know it is, and I know it's not always that easy necessarily. Like you said, if it's large number of people, then it's more difficult, isn't it, to deal with, and that's true as well. But that at least that option is there for people to block people, isn't it? You haven't got to necessarily.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's not like when you was at school. If you'd got bullied at school, for example, you can't really get away out of that, can you? You can't get away from it. Whereas with this, at least you have got a way to deal with it, and a little bit easier, I suppose. But again, I know it's not easy, and some people do really suffer, don't they? And I know that's. But unfortunately, some people get a kick out of doing that to people, don't they? And that was always the case before social media, wasn't it? So, I think those people are always going to be out there. They always have been, and they always will be. And it's just. Unfortunately, it's just part of life, isn't it? And we've just all got to try and I don't know why we can't all just try and get on with each other a bit better, really.
I agree, yeah. But and that's the thing that you said about social media. I hate, that these trolls, they can keep making accounts because Twitter just lets them just keep using different emails or whatever, and they'll just keep coming back. And some of them are just they got nothing. How have they got nothing better to do than make 100 accounts and go after the same person?
I know, mental. It's crazy. I mean, I don't know what would go through someone's mind to want to do that, but I know it happens. Yeah, it happens a lot, doesn't it? People spend their whole life doing it, and it's just craziness. But what can you do? I just think everyone's just trying to get on with everybody, and we're all different, aren't we? We've all got different opinions about stuff, and we all like different things, and this, that, and the other, and that's fine. I suppose the media, in a way, kind of fuel it, really, because they almost force people to have to like certain things, and if you don't like this, then you're a bad person, and this and the other. And I think that kind of fuels it as well. That leads to a lot of people ganging up on other people, and stuff like that. And I don't think that helps, does it? Everyone should be told to like what they like and don't like what they don't like, and everyone should have that option, and that's it. And if people disagree, they disagree, and you just either have a discussion about it, or you just think, okay, fair enough, you think that, I think this, and that's it. You don't have to feel bad about it. Yeah, you know what I mean? I just can't understand it, really. To me, I just think life's too short for all that. But
don't get me started on that, Richard. That type of stuff pisses me the hell off. I'm fuming half the time with that stuff, because that's rife in the entertainment business. If you don't like something, that even the directors think they have the cheek to call people that don't like something, because of their opinion, call them all the names under the sun, man babies and racists, and that's how about I just didn't like your film, because of the way it's written. It's nothing to do with the people in it. It's nothing to do with that. It's just, and then but they don't care. The media will hook on to the person that made the movie because it's the in thing, and maybe more people are on the other side. So then they just they point everyone to your direction to keep flinging insults at you.
Yeah, exactly. And then it just goes on, and this is a problem that there is. And I say, I think the media are probably the worst culprits of all of it. Actually, I think that's where it starts from, and then people just jump on all the different bandwagons, don't they? And that's
exactly.
Social media is basically one big. Well, it's lots of different bandwagons that people just constantly jump on, isn't it? And jump from one to another to get extra likes and to get more people to agree with them. It's like if you only want to go on social media to get people to agree with you, then there's got to be something wrong with you.
Totally.
If people that want to be popular, to me that's the biggest problem. You know what I mean? I would rather be hated than be loved, if you get what I mean. Because at least you've got something to say. If you just want to like everything that goes on, then to me that's not right, is it? Just have different opinions and be allowed to have different opinions, and that's the way it should be like. I just don't like it, all this, when people gang up on everybody else because they don't like the same music or the same films or the same football team or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And it's great. These like podcast things are really good because it gives people the opportunity to speak to fans of different clubs that normally doesn't tend to happen, does it? Everyone's kind of sticks with their own, and you go to football with your own fans and this, that, and the other. And because of the segregation that's gone on for like 30 years now, football, and 40 years, whatever it is, because of all the trouble there used to be, there's not an opportunity to mingle with other clubs' fans really. And at the end of the day, we're all the same. We like football, don't we? You just happen to like a different team. That's it. It makes no difference, does it? To me,
exactly.
I mean, you like what team you like, we like what team we like, and that's it. There's no reason why we can't all get on about it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, when the game's going on, you're playing each other, you want to win, and this, that, and the other. There's a bit of, a bit of needle and what have you, but that's fine, isn't it? And then once the game's finished, that's it, isn't it?
Exactly.
Unfortunately, life doesn't work like that, does it anymore?
I know, yeah, it's sad. It pisses me off when people are getting cancelled for things they said 15 years ago. Can people not change? I think even the world's changed. But they don't. It's like they don't recognize. It's like they've been in a bubble this whole time, and it's like, this is the perfect place. This is the perfect ideal way we live. But you said something 15 years ago, so you're not relevant to us.
I know honestly, it's really crazy, isn't it? But it's the world that we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And we just have to all try and get through it as best as we can, and that's that's life now, isn't it? In 2020, when we're not all dying of some virus that's going around, or trying to avoid getting the virus that's going around.
Well, Leicester's on lockdown apparently. Well, they are in lockdown, and that took 11 days.
Yeah.
Isn't stuff opening again in a couple of days, right? We got hairdressers and that is open, aren't they?
We are. I'm actually going back to work on Monday. I haven't been to work since March, so it's been quite nice.
Wow, nice.
But Leicester have been put into lockdown again.
Yeah, Leicester have had a new lockdown, haven't they, because of rising cases or something? But I mean, it's doing me head in now. It's gone on for too long. I mean, I'm going back to work, so it's going to make me feel a bit better about things because it just does your head in, doesn't it?
The house and all that, stay at 4.
Yeah, I want to try and get things as back to normal as possible, really. And football kind of helps being on, but it's not the same because you can't go to the games, and I can't play 5-a-side yet because we're still not allowed to play 5-a-side, and it's like can't go to the gym yet, and it's little things like that just kind of get you down a bit, don't they? So the fact I've not been at work since March hasn't been great, but I say I'm going back on Monday, so that'll be good, and hopefully things will start getting back to normal again, and we can actually get some fans in the ground as well for next season, hopefully.
Yeah, fingers crossed there's not a second spike, man. That would be horrible. People are gonna go nuts.
I mean, I think it's inevitable when you get to like autumn, winter time. You always get more coughs and colds and flu go around anyway. It's natural, doesn't it? I'm just hoping that they don't blame all that on COVID and overreact to the fact that people are getting a cough and a cold in September, October, like they would every other year. And I just hope that they don't do that. It'd be interesting to see what does happen because inevitably that will be the case. People have been locked in their house for 4 months. They're going to go back out into the world, start interacting with people. They're going to start picking up a few coughs and colds, aren't they? Just because they've not been in that environment for ages. And I just hope there's not an overreaction and everyone thinks, oh my God, COVID's back. We need to, lock ourselves back in the house, which would be the worst thing to do, really, when we've suffered 4 or 5 months of it already, haven't we? 4 months.
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Dear. Hopefully, touch wood.
Yeah, let's hope so. Let's really hope so. But
But yeah, we're gonna obviously wrap up. So I've got me and Mitch are back again tomorrow, aren't we?
It's every day. It's every day there's something going on, which is good. It's got me getting bored while lockdown's been on, which is great. I've enjoyed it. So it's good.
Oh yeah, well, what was it? Well, basically, might as well plug it. Got the 5th Who Am I quiz, and Kenny Ken's back, lead judges. Danny from the Burkamp Wonderland, and Sam, who's been in chat with Tesh. Because as of today, I'm gonna have 10 people in the stream.
So, big up StreamYard.
So I'm just like throwing, So I've got most like myself, Richard, Mike, Kenny Ken, lead judges, Sam, Natesh, and as I said, Danny from the Burkamp Wonderland.
Wow! Big show, it'd be good.
Yeah, I can't wait for everyone to shout the answer at the same time. You're trying to figure out which one it is.
It's going to be good actually, because what's happening?
VAR.
It's been really good, haven't they? But when there's only been say 4 or 5 of us doing it, when there's got more people doing it, it's going to be harder because you're going to have to shout earlier to get your point, aren't you? You have to really it's going to make it a lot harder and a lot better. I think a lot harder. So it'll be good tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, more pressure on Kenny as well, because as we said, he'll jump in even earlier as well. Then.
Well, I mean, I think everyone's going to have to. You're going to have to maybe do that sometimes. You're going to have to take a risk, aren't you? You're going to have to jump in early sometimes, just because there's more people, and the more people there are, the more likely someone's going to get it, and you've got to jump to get the points. I mean, if you want to win, you're going to have to get a few of them right, aren't you? So it's going to be hard, but I mean, it'd be good. It'd be the more people that do it, the harder it is. So
exactly.
If we can stop Kenny winning, because I want to beat him myself, because I've not quite managed to beat him yet. I won when he wasn't there. It almost feels like winning a COVID league title.
Oh dear!
It's like it's been tainted a little bit, so I want to actually win it properly next time.
Well, I'm not letting you bait me with that one.
Oh dear! So but
you've won everything else, so let us have a little bit.
Let us have this one.
Exactly. You just win the league and the Champions League, and don't worry about it.
We'll win the COVID FA Cup. So
exactly. We'll win that. Yeah, we can really enjoy it.
Oh dear! No. That'll be 6 p.m. UK time tomorrow. So. Again, big lineup, big show, and then obviously Saturday.
The match.
Back in action.
Yeah, back in action. 5:30 kickoff. Wolves, Kenny Ken's on for that. Yourself, if you're free. And I'm still waiting to hear back from someone. So again,
it'd be good. Yeah, it's always good having Kenny on as well, because he loves it, doesn't he? He loves art, so it's good to have him on as well.
Yeah. So.
Excellent.
Not a good result for Liverpool in general, but we move on. We all dust ourselves down.
I'm sure we'd swap, wouldn't we, with them?
Maybe
not this season actually, because I wouldn't have wanted to win a league like this, but I would swap with them in general.
For one night, you're feeling our pain.
Yeah.
Welcome to our world of crap defending and missing.
Virgil van Dijk, I think, was watching a bit of the clown and Louise last few weeks, I think.
We've had it for 10 years, mate. Don't worry about that. You've had it one night.
Yeah, one bloody night. Imagine
at least we play on Sunday, so I got an extra day to live that off.
Well, no, to be fair, they've had it for 30 years as well, so
yeah.
Look at it like that.
Watching United all these years hasn't been easy.
Oh, don't.
No, exactly. Yeah, no, we've had to suffer along with you on that side.
Yeah, I wanted to smack every gobby United fan at school. Yeah, bloody assholes.
Or at least we had the opportunities back then to get back at them every now and then in 98, 2002, and 2004.
Yeah, we did. At least we got a few back. But yeah.
Yeah, you guys were fighting with them then, yeah. That was
one day we'll be back again doing the same. I think one day we'll be challenging for everybody.
Yeah, I think if changes are made in a positive sense and they do work, and the board again do back Arteta in the market and get the players he wants, I think again in the next 18 months we'll be up there challenging, hopefully.
I believe we can. He knows what he wants. Let's hope he gets what he wants, and then he's got no excuses, then, has he? And no one's got any excuses. And
no.
That's it. Hopefully that can work, and then we can see where we are. And but I'm reasonably confident, optimistic that we can get back to somewhere close to where we was at a few years back. Get somewhere close.
Where do you guys think you'll finish now that your form's turned around? You think it's?
I think it all depends on this Saturday game first. Get this one out of the way first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
That's
the key. If we lose to Wolves, then I think that's it, isn't it? I think the gap's too big. But if we can at least get something out of that game, a draw or hopefully a win, then we're right back in it, aren't we? And it's going to be an exciting finish then. Really exciting finish with the FA Cup to come as well. So, I didn't want the season to start a few weeks ago. I couldn't be bothered with it. But in actual fact, now it's almost building up to a reasonably exciting finish.
Top four is exciting, yeah.
Yeah. So, but no doubt it'll be over on Saturday when we lose, and that's it. And then we can go back to normal. Let's just void it. Let's have a second spike of COVID and ban the season. If we lose on Saturday, then it's all over. Let's just spin it off and start again. But until then, I'm going to be optimistic.
Yeah, exactly. And until then, or until tomorrow, actually. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys.
Yeah, and you, mate.
And we'll see you all again tomorrow. You've got to see a lot of us in the next few days, so make the most of it.
yeah, exactly. Because once the season's finished, there won't be a lot to do, will there? So.
Yeah, for a few weeks, and we'll be back again.
That's true,
but yeah, as always, even on Liverpool sense, as we always say, up the Arsenal.
Up the Arsenal.